Out, little like you cleaned
like
something
you,
up
or you
over
was in
there.
a fire or some
something
shit.
was right there.
Some people crap out before they get done. If you keep going, it's like nothing happened. You can't see Pharrell's no more. And I remember when he showed up, his whole arm was bandaged, looked like he got burned. But
he took his tattoo off?
Took a bunch of them off. He took like full sleeves off. 50 got all his going too. A bunch of them. He put new ones on, but he got rid of a gang.
He took the South Side shit off, right?
I think so. The shit on his back. But we shot Pharrell in the office the day he had to have a full sleeve
I'm
shirt.
not doing that.
Rolled him up. Shit was looked like he
I get my shit fixed, man. This shit look like a fucking zombie. This shit too
I got
tight.
a couple gels.
How long ago did you get it?
Like maybe 10 years.
It's touch-up time.
Yeah. I got a couple old school joints that need to get
But up close, my nigga, it looks like a zombie baby. Like I be scaring my kids with this. I be like, rah, shit. They're like a zombie baby, son. You niggas just ate a nigga neck off like this. Shit crazy.
I did the young shit. I got the Peter Gunz on my shit.
Peter Gunz? Oh, you got your name on it?
I'm an atheist and I got a cross on my arm.
Yeah, how you do that?
I was trying to I got a song on me and Teresa's album called My Time to Go. It's about being an atheist. Right. And I was trying to make a point that I do believe in Jesus and the cross and all that. I just don't believe in the miracle stuff. I believe I look at him like Malcolm X or Gandhi or Martin Luther King. I just didn't look at Jesus as like he walked on water or he was born from a virgin.
Right.
So I was trying to make a point. No, I do believe. I just minus the miracle stuff. Right. But niggas said, nah, niggas, you atheist or agnostic. That should be on your arm. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I was trying to make a point. You don't make a point with a permanent tattoo.
But you know what? It's originally it came from the Unk, and the Unk stood for the 4 seasons. Right. Of the year or whatever. Right. That's why it's and then it's split.
But I literally don't. You know what I mean? I'm really agnostic, so it shouldn't be there at all. At all. Like so I was out of order. Young just jump. What? Y'all think I do believe in Jesus? I don't believe in that fucking miracle stuff. And I'll show you. You know that type of young dumb shit. But now in hindsight, now that's a tattoo that I would fix and move them to. But other than that, I'm gonna live and die with what I did.
McCoy, you're not an atheist.
Nah, Cole believes in God.
You believe in God.
We roll by church.
You look at your pops like, oh, this heathen ass nigga.
That ain't that. It's just...
Yo, we wasn't in the house growing up. My mother was in that, so I was surprised. Him, my brothers, when they, listen. Here's the deal. If not for belief in God, I got brother that still be on drugs. I got friends that still be in jail. I have nothing against that, man. I'm glad. You know what I mean? I envy faith. I wish I could have faith in something that I really didn't see or nothing like. I envy it, man. I just don't. I grew up a certain way, saw certain things, and
that doesn't sound like an atheist.
Well, I gotta ask you.
It's agnostic. It sounds more agnostic, but it's still. I would say this, right? People give the glory all the time. It's a lot of bad stuff too. Who we get at to?
The other guy.
Of course.
What's the other guy?
But the other guy is more powerful. Why can't he stop that?
Because you got choice.
Really?
Yeah.
What choice a baby got when you get bone marrow cancer?
Well, there's a choice.
What choice?
There's a choice. Maybe the baby doesn't have a choice.
Well, when your kid is in school, they shoot the whole school up and kill mad kids.
Somebody made a choice.
I don't understand.
Then again, the other guy don't get the credit. That's what a lot of people think. The other guy gets no credit. The other guy actually works for the other guy. And it's just the way you look at it. So we're on the spectrum, so we don't understand everything fully of what it is. But let's take this scenario. The other guy. When you go into a world where you follow him, which we all probably have at some point, we get introduced to the darkness and we get introduced to the fear. That fear immediately makes you run back with your tail tucked to the main guy. So in all actuality, the other guy is really working for the main guy. It says in the scripture that all things work for the good of the Lord. Now, we're just on a level that we just don't understand.
Don't see the whole picture.
The whole picture.
I would have to believe in the scripture first.
Right.
I don't.
But okay, do you feel the wind blowing, right? Can't see that shit.
But I feel
It's
it.
there.
I physically feel it.
Right. So some people feel it the way that you feel the wind blowing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I guess.
And if I not to take about when I hear people like that, I try to tell people like, let's just take a look at ourselves. We can just start with that. Because
Right.
that's what we can deal with, believe self. Sure.
Of course.
So let's look at self. If you look at self, it is a perfect design that can't be denied in no type of way. Everything on your body, from your finger to your toes to your hair that grows out your head, is specifically made for a job that is beyond you.
I beg to differ, bigger.
I beg to differ. But it's even beyond us. It's things in our body that works for our body that we don't even understand. It's all been a design.
I get that.
So we can see just looking at that,
I get that.
okay, we're dealing with a master designer.
But I'll tell you what I did learn in my 54 years of really being agnostic is that you can never, ever have this conversation with people that have faith. You can't win against faith. You can't do it.
Blind.
Yeah, I can't. I could never win against faith. You got faith and that's what you believe. That's it. It's nothing I can say. The problem that I find is not believing. People don't really respect that a lot. Like they look at it, and I just believe that it doesn't make you a bad person just to think that. Just do the right thing, man. I don't need no God to tell me to do the right thing. I know I did some bad things. I don't need to be spooked out and say when I die, that's just it. What you got here right now is what it is.
Yeah.
And until somebody come back and tell me different, I think that's it, the end. So we need to live accordingly now and respect. You know what I mean? I did a lot of disrespectful shit that, but it doesn't make you feel good to think that is over or a person doesn't get punished for what he's done. It doesn't make you feel good. Right. But suppose it is just what it is here, and when you die, that's it. Because truth is, until somebody come back and tell you different,
but you have.
Then y'all going off faith.
But you have, right?
What?
You ever walk without moving your legs?
Nah.
I bet you have. In a dream.
I moonwalked.
In a dream.
In a dream?
In a dream. You ever walked in a dream? You ever went someplace in a dream?
Dreams?
That's
where we're going with this?
That didn't require your whole body, though.
Well, when you dream, your heart is still beating. You're still breathing.
Right.
When you die, what's beating and breathing?
But where's that place at?
What place?
The place that you're at in a dream. Where's it at?
I don't know. It's in my dream.
Is it in your head or is it a place?
It's in my
That's
head.
a question.
It's in my head.
Maybe it's not.
I dream of everything. I dream of making a hit record. You dream all the time.
Right.
I rap, I write, and I do all that all the time. But my thing is, it could be, some things can be just nature. Listen, I'm not.
That continues.
This is what I'm gonna tell you.
What if that continues?
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah, no, I know.
I'm just not saying I'm wrong.
Right.
You could be right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you'll get people that believe in the Big Bang Theory and this and that, and people that believe in God. That'll say, hold on. They'll say, God created the Big Bang Theory. You can't argue that. Again, you'll never win against people that have faith. It's not a win or lose, but it's more of it's going to end.
But
This is a never-ending conversation.
I'm not trying to get you to believe in God, but I am trying to get you to believe in the power within yourself. That continues somewhere.
You know what's crazy, right? So I used to be scared to tell people that I was really like a agnostic, a non-believer, because people say, oh, that's why he's like he is. That's why he cheats. That's why he lies. So I used to be scared. And we know the whole religion and politics is off the table. Right. Plus, I don't want to deter. Listen, I'm a big hypocrite. I love gospel music. I go to church. I'm a musician. But I'm just telling you though. I'm telling you, I listen to it in the car. It's a feeling.
I don't.
My favorite people that I look up to the most. Prince is my favorite artist of all time. He's a believer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? James Brown, believer. Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder. All the people I love believe in God. My son, my favorite rapper, believer.
Yeah.
I just need proof.
How you feel about your pops not believing?
He respects
Each his own. I respect it.
Yeah, each his own.
I believe in math. I believe in math.
There it is.
I believe in math. That's
So,
math.
so you know, I'm gonna say some real shit. You know, when you die, your body becomes lighter by 28 grams. They believe that's the weight of the soul.
Okay.
For everybody, no matter who it is, when you pass away, their body weight becomes lighter, 28 grams. So there's something there that goes someplace.
Oh man, now what I'm gonna tell you is this right there. I bet you it's a scientific reason and answer to that. I don't know it, but I will tell you this: until one of my dudes or one of my dad or somebody come back and say, "I can't wait till you get here," it's crazy, it's popping. I'm gonna stand on what I stand on.
I don't think they could do that. It would encourage suicide. You know what I'm saying? If somebody was to come to you and be like, yo, it's lit over here. Say word.
Y'all be protecting.
Coming right now. I'm on the way.
Y'all be protecting your guard, boy.
Then it don't let you in.
But so I mean, like I'm saying, y'all still ain't answering. If it's why is innocent babies and all this bad stuff happening, and if he's so powerful, why can't he stop it?
Because you got a task. We all got a task. What we here for? We gotta fix it, and make it better than how it was when we got here. That's our task. We see the problems. Okay, it's a problem. Babies are how do we fix this?
Listen, my favorite person in the world is Minister Farrakhan. I'm going to see him. I met him a couple of times. I'm going to see him on the 28th. Super believer. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I love everything about him. I just don't. And listen, I respect it, yo. I respect your belief. All I ask is people respect the fact that I don't vote.
No disrespect.
Yeah, there's no disrespect.
Some people get, bro, I've been, you had some real, have been called some crazy things.
Without faith, it's you're more likely to not have a conscience. A lot of people, their morals are based in their faith. A lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people have their morals.
So that's what I'm saying.
So if a man doesn't have faith, you wonder about what he's capable of doing.
That's why I love it. There's a lot, just said that. There's a lot of people out here, this be running amok if not for their faith.
Right.
I get it.
Right.
I'm not trying to discourage it at all. And I just said I envy it. I just don't believe it.
I'm just telling you why people may react to you in that way.
Man, listen, bro. I got faith in you guys, man. I got faith in what I'm doing. I got faith. I love waking up. I love people. I love, you know what I mean? I get disappointed at some of the things that we do, and I've done it myself. But I love it, man. And if, like you said, you said if people came back to say that it was like that, there'd be suicide. But if you believe that already, why you ain't killing yourself? You believe that it's like that already, right? It's bliss and nice up there, huh?
No, I believe that if I'm still here, there's something I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, there's a reason.
Yeah, but
all of to go too early and be like,
you said
you're supposed to get the ticket to get in.
I got
75, nigga.
But if your faith is that you go somewhere else, if you go somewhere else, better is your faith. It's better on the other side. Most people believe that. It's bliss when you. Why? Then the suicide rate should be up anyway.
The same faith tells you that if you take your own life, you're not getting it. The same faith says that. Suicide is a mortal sin.
How you not?
Because once you die, you can't ask forgiveness for it.
My thing is that's crazy.
Committing suicide is basically like telling God, "You can't fire me, I quit."
That's crazy.
He takes that person.
That's not right.
Crazy.
What kind of God would punish you for that? You just super depressed.
Yo, bro, I just gave you something.
You super depressed. Things is just all messed up. You lost a kid. You lost something, and you just. How you gonna punish a man for that?
Stick around. Because I gave you the strength to stay.
Then I don't want a God that.
I
don't want a God that'll punish me.
You believe in positivity and negativity.
I don't want somebody that'll punish me for that.
He gave you the strength to stick around too. That's the other thing.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Then why didn't I stick around?
Yeah, he did. Say it again.
But you did.
Why didn't I stick around?
Because you made a choice.
No, I'm talking about somebody that killed me.
Remember when I said choice? You said who's got the choice? That's one of the choices. You made a choice.
Anyway, let's not make this a religious interview. Let's not do this because the world already hates me.
They love shit like this.
Nah, they're gonna hate me.
Like
huh?
this.
I didn't know you was
agnostic. I want to be correct. I don't know.
Well, if you believe in God, that's not atheist. If you believe there's a God, that's not. You said you don't believe in us.
Yeah, I believe in you. I see you. I feel you. I'm talking.
See, my theory is there's God in all of us, and it just gets activated.
The black man is
Every
God.
time I prayed for something and it came through somebody that I knew. Somebody just did something like, yo, son, I don't know what's going on, but you know what I mean?
Okay. I prayed for a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff didn't come through.
Yeah, but you're a walking testament to God's
Some of that
grace.
shit came through, Peter.
Yeah.
Y'all be giving the credit to God, the glory, everything, but y'all don't give the other stuff to him, though.
No, you're a walking
When them kids
testament.
be getting killed out there.
You are a walking testament. As many wrong turns as you've made out of your own.
So how many of me's are there?
But I get the
And how
logic.
many people that's going through shit, man? I'm
Does
just
that
saying.
mean he doesn't exist? Because
It doesn't mean that he doesn't exist.
I think
It doesn't mean he does.
It doesn't mean he don't.
Right.
All I'm saying is
get the
I don't
logic.
know, and neither do you.
Oh, see, that's God talking.
Nah,
Not
that's
my
the devil
phone
did
out.
that.
That's God talking. He's like, you
That's
better
a
stand-
place like I ain't had nothing to do with that.
Like, you better
Put your
stand
hands
up,
away.
Queen.
But yeah, it's time to get
You got my
up.
hoodie on and shit. You better
Nah,
stand
man.
up. You better
Listen, man.
say something.
Listen, if he's as understanding and loving as you say he is, we'll talk about it when I get there, and I'll tell him all the reasons why I felt like this. I feel like I got a better chance to get in heaven than a lot of believers. Because I know a lot of people that believe that do some fucked up shit. Priests and all type of shit.
Right.
Let's move on, y'all. I don't want to keep talking about it. It's not a good look. Not for me. It's a good look for y'all. Not for me.
I'm going to say this. Life is life. You're here to live it.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't got to be the same. Everybody ain't got to think the same. However, I'm sure there's a common ground on things
Yeah. Thank you, bro.
that we
Appreciate it.
agree on that need to change about this world. Put your energy towards that.
Amen.
All right, we back. My expert opinion. Nobody knows the episode. Nobody. We don't count no more. It is what it is.
We can find out.
Hit that like, hit that share. Let everybody know you in here. Don't cost you no paper unless you's a mother hater. I apologize. My voice was gone the last episode. And
Still thugged it out.
yeah, still thugged it out. Mecca did most of the talking. Hopefully y'all was entertained with that. Mecca.
That was unnecessary.
I'm just saying.
That was
unnecessary.
unnecessary.
I kind of keep this thing going. No, Bigger, Sean Bigger, man of God.
Bigger.
You heard?
Pray for me. Okay.
Yo, I just love that you talk about God and everything so much. And I get to sit here and just look at you. And just know. What's in the bag, big?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's all right, man.
Judgment Day, niggas. yo, Champ, what up, man? Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Chad, H, all the fam. Champ, what up?
Brother? How you doing, bro?
Yeah.
I'm good, man. This is
Yeah.
gonna be great right here.
You ain't gonna
I'm
say
looking
it?
forward to this. What?
You
Big line.
ain't gonna say it?
It's
Which
slogan.
one?
You happy to be home and
Oh, I'm happy to be
Blessed.
free.
yeah,
I'm happy to be home. It's been what, 21 months now?
21
I've
months.
been home. The
Clap
trajectory
it up,
has been
clap it
crazy.
up. Clap it up.
I'm happy.
My man has denounced his life of crime. Sober. Sober.
Don't ask me to do shit.
That's just what it
Over.
is. That's what
It's
it
fucking
is.
over.
Yo, I got hip hop royalty in the building tonight. This shit is incredible. You don't know how many times I wish one of the youngins would just pick up the bars and just follow in my footsteps. But I get to see what it's like through these two guys. We got Peter Gunz and Cory Gunz in the This is great.
Awesome.
Ah, man.
Is this the
Appreciate y'all,
first
man.
active father and son duo?
Is this the first time y'all interviewed together?
Yeah. Except the time Mecca
Let's
played
talk about it. Let's
the
talk
time
about
Mecca
it.
played me on Son of a Gun on national TV on MTV.
That is not what happened.
I heard y'all was
Go,
doing
Pete.
some slimy stuff at the source,
Now,
man.
listen,
What happened?
first of all, I'm not sitting in the editing booth.
Who made the call, Mecca?
Made what call?
Who made the call? We said,
Bro.
yo,
Niggas did some bullshit.
I don't even remember.
So what happened exactly?
What happened was
This is the story we're gonna start with?
That's all we're doing.
Yo.
We're gonna start with
All
the
the
beginning.
shit we just went through.
How did it start?
Facts.
Let's start there at the beginning.
Jesus H. Christ.
That
Really?
was working with the devil that day. That's what happened.
Here we go. We should never talk about that.
He was in the editing room or something.
Nick Cannon did a show on Cory called Son of a Gun.
Right.
Cory was bubbling in the streets. He on fire.
Right.
Nick Cannon reached out and wanted to do a show with your son called Son of a Gun. You and your son, starring you and your son. Cool, we do the show. So certain things they wanted to shoot. Cory's an introvert. He don't like doing reality shows, TV, and I'm really an introvert. So I knew I was gonna have to. I love the camera. I'm gonna step out. The only thing I said was I'm not doing no interviews with Cory because it's his time. And if they gotta interview him for anything, I don't want to be in it because it's like I'm trying to ride his coattail in, and it's his time. Let me step back.
Right. Why'd you feel like that, by the way?
I had, I had my time. It's his time. And ask him the questions. Don't, let him stand on his own, and don't let me stand next to him to, let him sign on his own. It's something personal. A lot of people used to ask me that. It's his personal. It's his time. Let him answer. He's good.
Is that something y'all discussed?
Nah, it was something that I felt. I don't know how Cory felt about
He
it.
said no, we did not talk about
Did not talk
I
about
did
that?
not know you.
Nah, I understood it, is what I was saying.
Right.
I understood it.
But is it something you wanted?
I know my pops ain't gonna leave me wrong, so either way, however it go, I'm gonna be able to express myself to him, and he know how I feel about certain stuff. I won't do it, or he wouldn't put me in a situation where I'd be uncomfortable. So I just
I'd be there.
Right.
I just wouldn't be on camera.
Yeah, I
So-
saw you in the background with the hoodie on.
Right,
a couple
so
times,
I
like,
whisper in the ear,
say
say a
something wrong
few
with my
things to
son.
him.
and like, when you-
That time, Afion. But yeah, so what happened was that was the one thing I stood on. But Nick Cannon, being Nick Cannon, called me to the office and was like, it was 2 times in my life I let somebody break me into something I normally wouldn't do.
Right.
And that was Will Smith and Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon was, Gunz, I need you to do this interview at Source Magazine and call on TV. I'm not doing that, bro. Gunz, it's big for the show, this and that. You just gonna be there. If you just sitting next to him, we need the look of it. I said, Nick, I don't want to look like I'm riding his coattail, and that's why I'm staying away from the camera.
Right.
We go do the interview anyway. I told him, all right, talk me into it. We do the interview. MECC and them start asking me questions. Right? So I'm like, oh, cool. They asked Cory all their questions. They asked him all his
put
questions.
him
they
under the
need to
bus
ask him.
real quick.
Yo, Gunz, you working on something?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah. Since they done with Cory, yeah, I'm working on the album too. I'm doing some stuff with a live band. I'm doing this and this and that.
Right.
Yo, all right, cool. Ask Cory a question, whatever. Then ask me a question. I'm like, oh, okay. When it airs on TV, they ask Cory, this how it airs. They ask Cory the question, and I go, yo, I'm working on this song too. Like I'm cutting Cory off the exact thing that I didn't want people to think or do.
So hold on.
Did it anyway.
They played the stupid music,
Right.
Elevator music.
and then they pan the camera to your man. Your man goes like this. Like, we ain't asked this nigga, we asked Cory.
Oh shit.
All right. So how did it really happen?
What nigga is saying?
It didn't happen like that.
Because it didn't happen. Like that's how they edited it.
But how did it?
No,
really
it
happen?
actually happened that we wrapped up the interview with Son. Me and Kazim, shout out to Kaz, were out in the hallway. We were just kicking it. He was out in the office with us. He's just standing there. We just standing there. We ain't really doing no work. The place is flooded with cameras. We really can't do shit. Peter Gunz is here. Let's talk to Peter Gunz. So we just started chopping it up with him. I didn't realize the cameras were even pointed on us. We all had to sign waivers anyway because the cameras were panning everything in the office. Everybody had to sign.
Wait, tell me out. Who was in the hallway first? Peter was just chilling in the hallway.
not,
Then
I
y'all went to
remember.
not the hallway, but like the office.
the office. So
Yeah.
so Peter after the interview was chilling in the office,
yeah,
minding his business,
Cory's doing
Cory.
an interview.
and he was chilling by himself.
Right.
And then you went in there to ask questions.
No, not in there. The office is a wide open space. It's one big.
Ah,
it's
so
one
they
big
turned the
open
camera
space.
on y'all.
All they had to do, the cameras never stopped running. As soon as they walked in, the cameras were running. So we were all on camera anyway.
Right.
I don't know where they pulled that face from because I didn't make it while we were talking because the scenario didn't happen that way. It's not like we
It was
were
your
talking to
face?
him.
Your
Yeah,
face had a
it was my-
reaction?
Terrible, man, nigga.
Bro,
Totally everything that I said.
And
And I never did an interview with Corey since.
I had the answer for that for like the next couple years. Everybody had jokes, and me and him is cool.
That's
like,
my man.
we done talked many times before that.
And there was the whole thing I tried to protect is exactly what they did. And I went to Nick's office and lost it. They were scared. Everybody in the office, like all the people that work for me, you know what Nick said? I didn't know they was gonna do that. I said, bro, that's what I told you was gonna happen. You were supposed to put your foot down and make sure that did not happen. But you know, he gave Corey a show, man, the shot of a lifetime. He got MTV to do a show called Son of a Gun. When they said, we'll never put the word gun on MTV on it. You know what I mean? And he put up his own money and sold the show, man.
It was a dope show.
Very good show. I loved it. That's one of the shows I don't regret. My first reality show. Your man didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
Nah, that's not that. I love the experience though. The experience was cool. It's not my thing. Like I don't know. It's not nothing I want to skip up or opportunity that I want to take for granted and regret later.
Yeah.
Like nothing the way it's like I know that don't come easy.
Right.
It's like that those opportunities only pass you but if you lucky.
Right.
Like and that I didn't want to just let that pass by and be something that I'm sitting back on because I'm stubborn and caught up in my ways of thinking stuff like, nah.
But what was your original thought?
Of what?
Of what you actually doing it?
Just more like just music oriented, like just more showing the grind of the actual music and the actual business. Like, and if we doing the business, like less centered around the drama. And more around that, and if it is drama, like the drama of the business, the drama of the activity in the studio or whatever. Like it's not like I was looking for them to be on the block with me with cameras all day. Like that's not what I wanted.
Right.
I wanted them to really see what it was. If you was on the block with me, you know that I'm leaving from there. I'm a kid with an opportunity that nobody has ever gotten. I've been writing and rapping since I was a baby. Right. I'm leaving my block, going to the city, like capture those moments. Me trying to get to that next level rather than just a lot of things that went around. But I never complained about it either. It's just something that I knew that I didn't want to do.
What?
Yeah.
Yo, they would be like, Corey, on set. Corey, I'm not coming, Dad. I'm not messing with this, man. It was just pulling teeth with this kid.
It just be sabotage things like that.
It was rough.
Like
Corey.
how the prime example, what they just spoke about,
right.
It was a lot of that with me too.
MECC being foul.
But I would never speak.
But you know what's crazy? Shout out to Nick Cannon,
man,
Dolly, Ricardo, Dorian, all the people there, Tiffany, all the people that's on that. I really, overall, I thought it was a good look. It was a good show. You know what I mean? But yeah, Ed Woods, rest in peace. But
rest in peace.
Woods,
yeah.
Man.
So, but for the most part, yeah, that's just not his thing. And I knew it was gonna be rough. But I remember when they came and told me, yo, we're gonna bring Corey's mother in. Corey was like, wait, what? No, I'm not doing that. Corey didn't come, and I said, y'all gonna lose him if y'all do that. He didn't want that side of his life on there, and it was rough after that. It was like, Dad, I told you this thing well, so it was rough. But they would always call me. Yeah. I said, y'all can't do that. Not with him. He always had in mind his own thing. You know what I mean? Right. And what I love and respected about Corey is, even though what I did, he may not have ever appreciated some of that stuff, he would never tell the world that. And he never really told me, even when he was asked. Wow. But I know it had to, sting a little bit, some of that stuff.
I mean, that being your son, you looking at him, you like, I know he's lying to me right now, but
it's with he had to weather a crazy storm with me. But at the end of the day, that's it's just a bond we had. We was raised together. Right. He's my son, but we was raised together like brothers and such in a certain way. My mother. And we just had a bond that nobody would understand.
So awesome.
Why are you shaking your head, MECC?
That had to be the first story we go through.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Listen, man,
clean it up though. Peter said y'all peaches.
Again, let me put this on record. He didn't do that on purpose. That's my man.
Right.
They, like I said, they grab faces from other things and put them in put them in
That's
that
what
area.
I mean, like sabotage.
But at the time, I thought everybody was in on it. You couldn't tell me different.
Right.
Yeah.
Nick and all of them, I was losing it.
So when you saw the final cut, you wasn't like, yo, what the fuck is that?
I was like, what the fuck is that?
And what
And
happened?
my phone was blowing up. And it was like, yo,
Your
why,
phone.
why you shit on Peter like that? I was like, nigga,
My
what?
man.
I was like, I ain't even first of all, when my phone was blowing up, I hadn't seen it.
They was tearing my ass up. Nigga, let your sun shine. Damn, you had your turn. One hit wonder. I was like, oh shit. Niggas played me.
Hey, he couldn't even give you two.
No, one.
Shit. God damn.
I lived with that. You know, that never bothered me.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a one, motherfucker.
Yeah, it was.
That's a big
It
one.
was.
Yeah.
I bought it. I
That's
told
a
you.
big
Yeah.
fact.
If
I
you
was-
go
I
listen
was
to the
mad
album,
young.
it was more in there. It's just,
I was
it's
mad young. I
us.
was like, yo, yeah.
But
They
yeah,
got the
so,
instrumental on here
Why
too.
we came to talk to you when you was in the office.
I know, bro. You ain't got to see. You ain't got to tell that. Yeah, but again, it was but it took me a long time. It took me into getting to the other show I did to learn, oh,
Yeah.
that's what they do. And that's what it is. You either got to not do it. If you're not an executive producer, it's not your show. You have no control. So
No
I
say.
tell anybody, if you're going to do a reality show, if you're not an executive producer, you have no control of what goes out to the world.
When I went looking for answers, that's the wall I ran into. Like, yo, who's doing this? Because you causing me problems. And me and him is cool. He's outside, I'm outside. I'm going to bump into him. If he thinks I did that on purpose, it's going to be an issue. I fuck with him.
Is that why you started taking karate?
No. And I don't take karate. Why do you keep saying
Karate. Like, all right, what's the art? What is the name of this?
Irrelevant.
What's the name
The whole
of it?
thing I had to go and ran into was, yo, the EP said we doing this. This is what it is.
Right.
MECC, you gonna have
Ricardo did that shit.
When they-
Matter of fact, I take my shout out back, nigga.
I started avoiding that office when I knew there was gonna be cameras there.
Yeah, it's a like I said, once anybody that signed up, that's why you can't really get mad. Like when I see people get mad at even the other show I did, when I see people get mad at the producers or mad at bro, when you sign up for that, anything goes. You gotta expect that. I was angry, but it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? I know you didn't do that. You my brother, you my man. We figured that out a long time ago. But I had to tell what you did.
So you had to start that shit.
Yeah.
Why you shaking your head, Mecca? Why do you think? A million things we could talk about. How about that big ass record?
Hold on.
Start
Because
talking
we
about
talking about starts. What was it like growing up with a rap star?
It was dope. I gotta like.
You got mad free shit, right? You got mad free. I know my kids get mad free shit.
That,
I
yeah.
ain't got a hit single, nigga.
I was more, my pops, like the most, like a lot of the stuff that I would love to do. I don't know if you remember this, but I would like to go with them to like his rehearsals and stuff like that. I would be able to go like to, I don't know if you ever took me to the tunnel before, but y'all did. I think y'all did like a rehearsal at was it the Savoy or Palladium? It was one of those big clubs.
I don't know.
And I would get a chance to like go do the sound check.
Right.
I do the sound check and think I'm going to the show later.
This is the end of the road, kid.
Yeah, that's it. You have
Corey
fun.
got a
5,
bird's
6
eye
o'clock.
view of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
people couldn't believe I had a kid back then, that big. It was like, how you got a son this size? He I remember 3 Stacks, Andre 3000. He said, who's this Gunz, your little brother? I was like, no, that's my son. It's like, what? So Corey got to, be around that type of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of locks.
Yeah. What's
And
your favorite memories of back then?
Studio sessions, the Apollo. My pops brought me on the Apollo with him. I was 10.
Yeah, I bring him out on stage, rap crowd went crazy.
We did Hunter College. What year was I in?
Man,
I
you must have
remember
been
that.
4,
I was
5.
4. I remember that too.
Wow.
That was the
remember
first
Hunter
time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time I was out there.
I was
remember the night.
grooming him for that.
Yeah.
You know how boxers groom their sons to box? I was grooming him for rap, and then when they put a sour taste in my mouth after my record, I tried to steer him away from it, but it was too late.
It's too late.
I was like, you don't want to be in this business. So people were coming to me telling me how nice he was. Shout out to Lord Tariq. Yo, nigga, your son is the truth. Nah, we ain't doing that. He ain't coming in this game, man. This game is wicked. But it was no stopping him. He was.
When did you realize how much of a beast he was?
Oh, before that, when did you realize the game was wicked?
Me and Tariq. Me and Tariq's record was so organic. I was so tired of hearing Brooklyn and Harlem and Queens and even Staten Island started coming up. I'm like, man, they just forgot about where it just started at. So we'll go to the Tunnel or Skate Key, and they'd be like Brooklyn or Harlem or Queensbridge. So I was like, I'm gonna say if it wasn't for the Bronx, this rap shit probably never would be going on. Tell me when y'all say Uptown, nigga, up, and that's how I started. So when me and Tariq did the record, we got the beat. My man K&S gave me a beat. I wrote something to it, and Tariq said, "Yo, you should put that part in there where you say, and then you should erase your second verse." I'm gonna do that and put Tariq on it. And the verses was 24 bars. The hook was 16 bars. It was about New York, the Bronx. It was just organic. We threw it out. So the reason I'm going through this whole story is we had no. It was just for the Bronx, man, to big us up. Shit grew legs, got big, bidding wars, all type of shit. So we didn't have to do the grind everybody was doing. Free radio shows, radio drops, promo tours. 20, 30, 40, $50,000 a show right out the gate. Bidding war. Before we even signed. Bidding war. Walking
broke
around.
the record?
Woo! Gotta go. Sean Pecos, Eric Beasley, D the Weatherman,
Eric Beasley,
Brucey B. It's too many people to give the credit to, but I Eric Beasley and Sean Pecos and D the Weatherman played a huge part of that.
Shout out to Bees.
Once it started growing legs, the local DJ started playing it. Big Cap, shout out to Big Cap. Big Cap was trying to tell Flex to play it. Flex wasn't really rocking and feeling it like that. Mm-hmm. But then it started the bidding war. So when it came time, when the record died out and we was going for the next single, we had to do the footwork and seeing true colors of when he wasn't, it ain't like that now. Yeah. And it just put it to a bad taste in your mouth. Like, you can see the change in people that was, Mm-hmm. But that's what it was crazy. We would be doing shows with Jay-Z and Usher and Destiny's Child. I'm cool, around Beyonce to see them where they are now. We was right there. That era, Busta, DMX, shout out to X. Yeah. We was all over the globe with them. You know what I mean? So when you come down from that high, it puts a sour taste in your mouth. Me, I'm a musician from a kid. I was gonna always do music, so I didn't want to drag him in the same industry that I felt. You got to be mentally prepared when it ain't like that no more. Mm-hmm. You see what these kids stars go through. Mm-hmm. You got to have a mental for that, and it's rough for some people. Me, I'm gonna do music whether I'm hot or not. It didn't matter. I was more happy when it died down a little bit because the expectancy of they came with that. What's the next one gonna be? It better be, all that was done. So, it's just, I did a lot of music, kept it to myself, but that I didn't want him to go through that. That's all.
Did you see the change in your pops around that time?
What? As far as what?
As far as like him starting to feel sour about the rap game?
I didn't notice that honestly because, like he just said, my pops do music. Like all I know my pops for constantly 24/7 is music, is knowing doing music, something involved in that. So I never even would be able to tell, to be honest. I couldn't tell. My pops still work the same, still make fire shit, so it's not nothing I noticed that was like, but no, I couldn't.
I would never let him know that. My family, you can't show your son any type of one thing I never did was ever let him see me down or see me in a situation vulnerable. He looked at me like The Rock. So I had to be Superman in front of him at all times because that's how I wanted him to be. So if I was ever disrespected, he saw me give it up. If anybody ever played with me in front of him, he saw that. You know, I wasn't scared to get my
See
ass
that
whipped.
smile? That's the story I want to hear
Because
right there.
no, because the thing is, I could get my. I always told him as a kid, I could get my ass whipped just like anybody else. I'm just not scared to.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I can't beat the world. I'm gonna get fucked up somewhere along the line. But never let a man, you know what I mean, play with you. Like, you know what I mean? And I just say, it don't never claim to be a thug. Just always claim to be a man to him. Like, you ain't gotta be a thug. Just a man. That's why people be like, you know, used to call me Tariq Thugs or, you know, Tariq the Thug Peterson. I didn't mind that because I'm just a man, bro.
Yeah.
I respect you, but if you want to be disrespectful, we can figure that out too. So I never let him see that.
Right.
In no shape, form. I didn't got into with police in front of him for disrespecting. Don't talk to me like that, bro. Not, you know, it's my son right here.
You ain't gonna sit there and keep smiling, nigga. You gotta tell a story,
Nah, I
nigga.
remember a story when I forgot how old I was. When we was walking to the store. You know what story I'm talking about. Do a reach for and use
the pound?
Yeah.
I smacked him.
We walking from the store. You remember this? I told you this, Breeze? We walking from the store. And I guess it was chilling up in front by like the Chinese restaurant or whatever. We walking on our way back to the house. We give everybody a pound. I don't remember who the dude was. It was one dude. I don't remember who he was. Pops went to give him a pound. And he looked at his hand like on some like
no pound.
So my pops made that face, looked at me. Let me show you what you do to the bitch ass nigga. I forgot what you said, but it was something to the extent of that. Let me show you what you do to bitch ass niggas. Bah! And I just stood there like, and then we walked up the block back to the crib.
Yeah, that's
just
my
walked.
We just walked off like, nah, he ain't do nothing.
That's my man now.
Yo.
So on the block, right?
Right.
Dudes, girls could come to the block.
Right.
And niggas be trying to holler.
Right.
You don't know
who.
She got off the train, she walking through the block, niggas trying to holler.
Right.
She go upstairs. The light-skinned skinny nigga with the afro trying to talk to me. He come downstairs and me and Cole walking to the store. Yo, what up, my nigga? Fucking pound. I had no idea what it was about. Sorry, man, I ain't gonna say your name. And yeah, so I told Court, like right in front of my son, I might not have, look, to be honest, just to be real with you, I might have let that rock and talk to him later on. Yo, dude, what's good? What's that about? But I never let nigga disrespect me in front of him. Not, you know, as a child. As a man now, he know it's better ways to handle that. But in front of him, I said, yo, when a nigga ever play with you like this in front of him, this is what you do. And I smacked his face off.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Did you smile? Did you giggle?
He was scared.
I was like, what?
What just happened?
Yo, you know what? It was a time.
What happened, Dad?
I'm gonna tell you a crazy thing. I was a little skinny nigga, right? So people will play with you, man.
Yeah.
People will play with you, but I had a son early. I had a son early. I was probably one of the only dudes on the block with a son.
How old?
Like 17, 18, when you was 17. So even when I had to go play ball, I had to get somebody to watch him when it was my turn to go in the game or whatever. You know what I mean? We was always together. Always.
I remember going to work with him.
Always.
For real.
Wow.
So when I would...
You had a job.
Yeah, I had to get a job.
I was going to work with my dad.
I had to get a job. I got caught with a gun, and it was get a job or go to jail.
Oh, that'll do it. Just before this
gun charge. I caught a gun charge, and it was like I stopped going to. I was on some ignorant shit. I stopped going to probation, stopped doing all type of shit, and they was like, "Yo, get a job or we're going back to the island, whatever." I was like, "We ain't gonna do that."
That was before the record?
Yeah.
Okay.
So whatever I had to do, my mom had a rule. You want to have a baby? You want to be out here doing that? Y'all gonna be here. You're gonna eat and everything, but he going with you. He had to go to the emergency room. I had to take him. He had to go. I wanted to go play basketball. He gotta go with you. So I'm a little nigga with a stroller. So I remember going to the emergency room with Corey, and you gotta remember when I'm 18, or 19, I look like I was 10. So they be in the emergency room. Where's y'all's mother at? Like, I'm his father. You know what I mean? Like, if he's sick or something. So it used to be crazy. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't change a thing, man. Like I said, it was a bond. And that's what I told y'all. He was raised on LL, Rakim, Kane, KRS-One, Redman, Jay-Z, Biggie, Nas.
Right.
He only heard that. And those patterns. And I gave him the homework. Go write like this, do that. Do a story about a brick in the wall. Remember that? Do a story about the building, going up the steps.
Who was you listening to when your pops wasn't around?
I was listening to everybody, honestly. Like everybody you mentioned.
Everybody.
Like a lot of the stuff
Strictly.
he put
Brand
me on to.
Nubian, everybody. I gave him a sprinkle of everything. A little bit of Slick Rick, a little bit of De La Soul. I wanted Tribe Called Quest. I wanted Buster. I wanted him to get the
Busta.
full package. And then this rapper came along called Eminem. And those patterns intrigued Corey, and the rest is history.
How old was you when you first heard him?
Probably 11, 12. Probably 11, 12.
Still developing.
I had the rappers I used to tell them
11, 12.
Nas stories.
Nas,
I tell them listen to Nas stories. Scarface. Listen how he paint the pictures. Listen to 3 Stacks. So he had them. Like I told y'all, you know when the dude, Floyd Mayweather's pops was training when he was a little bit? That's what I was doing with him. And he soaked it all up. He had rhythm Corey had rhythm at such a baby. Corey might have been 2 or 3 years old, and we used to joke, put the record on the turntable, and I used to be like, watch this. He'd be bopping his head, and then I hit the thing and slow it down. He'd slow down with it. And we all be laughing because it was like, yo, he got rhythm out of this world. Yeah. And that's why when you hear him do the flows, it's crazy. But let me shut up, let him talk a little bit.
No, it's true. That's what it is though. It was like, it was gladiator school basically, like early, like in a good way though. Like it wasn't nothing that was forced. It's something that I'm intrigued and wanting to learn and know more about.
Right.
And anything that I didn't understand or whatever, I'm printing it out. I'm learning how to articulate. I'm like, he said this, but even though the words don't rhyme, it's how he said it. It's the way he used his accent. It's the way he pronounced it. Right. So if they could do this, I could write it my way. Right. I could say what I want. I could flip it. I could make it better or whatever. Like so.
And I went from a teacher to a fan overnight.
Excuse me.
What was your own?
I was a fan. I was like, who is this? It can't be mine. I became like I would just sit in the car and listen and couldn't believe this was my son.
When was that moment? We back to the question now. When you realized.
Do you remember when Corey was in the Get 'Em Bitch in the Smack DVD?
Yeah. Outside the
that
store.
era, he did a total 360 and went into somebody I couldn't teach nothing no more. I couldn't say nothing no more. I was like, it's nothing that you got it. Training wheels are off. You got it. There's nothing I could tell him no more. He was doing shit that I wasn't, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I stick to him just being too advanced for his age. Nobody was, when people say, yo, why he didn't pop then? He was too advanced for his age. If he would have been doing bubblegum rap, maybe, you know,
kitty stuff.
Maybe he would have, you know, maybe that would have helped him out because that came to me, and I was like, he'll never do that. First off, I don't want to hear him do that. Secondly, he just won't do it. Because I remember bringing records up to record labels, and they'd be like, if we could just get something like this. I took him to Puff, and Puff didn't say he's too advanced, I can't sign him. Puff said, I want to sign him and hold him. They'll get him later. That's what Puff said. But we was, niggas, Puff, we need to eat now. We need something to eat. We need, you know, we fucked up. We need to go. He ready now, you know. Puff, but Puff at Bad Boy, that's Puff said, Gunz, just to be honest with you, too advanced. Let me sign him and hold him though. And I swear on everything. Tracy Waples took me. You remember that meeting? He said I said, nah. And then Tommy Mottola called and put a deal on the table via Ed Woods, and we ended up going there.
Right. Yeah. Well, did you when Eminem, the whole Eminem thing was going on?
Yeah.
Was you a fan of M at the time?
I'm still a fan. I'm from the cloth of, he may not be the same if he was black. I get when people say that 100%. That's true. He says it.
Yeah.
Doesn't take away from him being incredible.
Yeah.
And people be, oh, he be mumbling. Nah, you just sometimes he say some retarded shit that we can't relate to, but he also say some. He's incredible, man. To me, in my humble opinion, I think Eminem is incredible. And took a meeting with Rosenberg, right? We went up there and met him. I really was trying to get Cory next to Eminem for years. I even tapped producers just to get next to Eminem, even if I didn't want to be. You know, Denon, right? What's his name?
Denon Porter.
Yeah.
Not that we didn't want your beats. Your beats is fire. But I felt like that nigga's the truth. But I felt like if we got a beat from him, Cory rapped on, he played for Eminem, maybe this might set up a. So that was my thinking of trying to get him over there.
Right.
And it just never panned out that way. But you know, for things happen the way they're supposed to happen.
Was that your dream, like, to go that route? Shady Records, Aftermath.
More so than anything, at one point, I'm not gonna front, I wanted to work with him. Not wanted to, like, saying that I don't still. Like, I want to work with him. Like, to this day, still I do. But it's not really like a thing to where I just want to get in the stew. I want to get some music done.
That would be a dream come true to hear Cory and Eminem.
That's my thing. Like,
yeah.
I want to get.
He's the first one to co-sign.
Shout out
We've been trying to get next to you for a long time. How Bootsy do it? Yo, Eminem, man, we give you 20% of the record. Nah, but that'd be a dream come true. I mean, that would be almost like me getting a song with Prince. You know what I mean? Or something. I think that would be something on the bucket list if that happened before I died. Out of any rapper in the world, even before my own dreams, to get Cory on the record with him or to hear them just rhyme together, that would be a dream come true because Cory's one of the ones that can hang with him, in my humble opinion.
That's a bold statement.
It's the true statement too.
I'm not doubting you. That's a bold statement.
And I stand on that.
Well, if you did the calculations, you did the math on this, and you say Cory can hang with Wayne. Wayne was kind of like closest to being, you know what I mean, our Eminem.
Wayne is incredible.
Even though that, you know, Wayne is Wayne, but you know, on that wavelength,
scale, yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah,
he's amazing as well, man. That kid is, you know, he was another one. But that was good. When Young Money came, I was like, perfect.
Yeah.
It was hard because Nick wanted to sign Cory, you know, and that's our man. He had incredible, but I was like, come on, you know, we got to, you know,
You know what?
we got to go over there with this.
They
was on, let me tell you something. At that time, I don't know if y'all remember, they had the Midas touch.
Yeah, facts.
Still do in a way,
if
you think about it. You know what I mean? But yeah, at that time, that was a no-brainer. You know what I mean?
So I'm curious, right? So you being raised by your pops, you listening to all these different legendary rappers, right? It helps hone your style, right? And you're still learning because you young, you still growing. Cool. So now you get to Eminem.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that you learned as far as rhyming, style, cadence, whatever, from M that you might have not learned from the other rappers that you were listening to?
Just different sound, and he was more unorthodox. The thing that drew me to him really too is I heard, like, I ain't never even tell my pops this, but like I could hear in Eminem what a lot of the stuff my pops used to play for me growing up. So that's what attracted me to it, is like it was hip hop. Like this, it's challenging flow patterns, it's different stuff, it's different concepts. All the stuff that my pops telling me to do was just packaged in this album right here that I just bought. Remember Just the Two of Us drink, the Bonnie and Clyde, he was playing the drink with his wife in the trunk.
Yeah.
We was discussing concepts and different stuff. Not that in particular, of course, but like just stories, like just different type of just dope lyrical joints. You can make different records and still keep it hip hop. Just being, and he was unorthodox.
That's what extremely detailed.
And that's what caught me. Like, it's like, yo, you don't know where he gonna end sometime.
He was extremely detailed. And I would make Cory not only listen to the raps, but listen, if you remember, Dre
That's
to what
my-
Dre
yeah.
did. So if Eminem
Dre
was,
is
if Eminem say he was in the trunk of your car, they would pan the vocals to the trunk of the car.
Oh, yeah.
So just little details like that. So when you in the studio,
I
Core,
love shit like that.
you could have yourself pan one side, this side, and rap to yourself. Like,
theatrical.
so like I said, he was doing, and then Core started following suit.
So
You know?
rapping with Wayne must have been like a field day. Because he
Word.
gets it in the same way.
Yeah, Wayne's work ethic is. I've never been. That's one thing I could always say, and I tell people, like, that's why I beat myself up so much about wanting to go to the studio a lot. Like, he's the only person, one of the only people that I've heard tell me, like, yo, bro, you gotta go through certain things, you know what I'm saying? You gotta live a little. He was like, you love the work. He was like, I see it and I understand that, but you gotta chill a little bit, give yourself a little time to. He's one of the only people that I see on a consistent basis in the studio. He'll wake up, he'll be there. I done been in the studio 2-3 days later, and he was in there from the time I left. He didn't
How many
leave. He
songs y'all
showered,
got together,
changed.
Core?
A lot. We got a lot of music. It's just he got, it's a lot of music that we got right now. It's in there. It's in the computer. But they know when he move and he do things the way he want to do them.
He came and did the record with Corey early, before Corey signed to him. Years.
We got some joints.
Came out of the studio when he was hot and Corey was just coming up. We wasn't signed. Came out and did a joint. Yeah, a lot of people understood Game. Shout out to Game. Game pulled up and did a joint with Corey. It was.
So now when it started transitioning, it seemed like, oh shit, my son he's really gonna be one of them guys. What was the feeling like between y'all two?
Proud. I mean, as any father would be.
Did
It was New Year's Eve,
Mhm.
and he was on the roof in Times Square when the ball dropped, doing 6'7" with Wayne. I can't think of a better feeling I've had since like maybe he was born for him. I used to stare at him in his crib just for hours. That would be second to that. To see him on Times Square was literally tears in my eyes. And it was bugged out because it was taped. So he walked in the house when the ball dropped, and all I could do was hug him and tell him I was proud of him. You know what I mean? Even if nothing else from here happened. Look at that, man. Times Square on the roof, the ball dropping, the hottest record in the country. You know what I mean? So it was proud is an understatement. Yeah.
You impressed everybody with that record.
Yeah.
We knew what you could do.
Yeah, that was your record.
But Wayne was running the board at that time. He was running the board, and you did not take a back seat to him at all. That was super impressive. See, you see dudes shrink when they get on the big stage and they get next to a dude who raps for real, like in real life.
That's why you got to give Wayne credit too, though.
Yeah, Wayne, that's another.
You got to
thing
give
I
him
was gonna
credit. He
say.
put him on there. He didn't try to say, "Yo, I'm not gonna put this dude on here." He laid out the red carpet for you, didn't he? Cole?
Hip hop, yeah. Wayne is
Kiss
nice.
my ass, call it kiss and tell.
Mhm.
Introducing Cory Gunz to the world. Step back, and Cory came out and fucking went bananas. That was the idea. I'm fresh out of jail. This is my first joint. Didn't put nothing out while I was in there. You on the first joint, and I'm gonna roll you out to the world. The world's gonna know who you are when I come out of here. Cory went to see him on the island, so that was his introduction. Because you got some people, man, that'll shy away from you.
Yeah.
If you that. And where I give them the ultimate credit, where I might be jumping the gun a little bit here, is labels used to drop us when they wasn't fucking with us no more. We wasn't hot, or they felt like that was never an option for Young Money. They rolled with Cory forever.
Yeah.
We got dropped back in the days.
Yeah.
Did you ask for a release? Are you still signed?
Who? To Young Money?
Yeah.
Nah, yeah. That's home team.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's family.
They never stopped.
Yeah. That's
Never stopped.
That's
Never
family.
stopped fucking with Cory ever.
Good.
Even when he
good
got in
brothers,
trouble,
man.
they took care of it.
Great
So,
people,
yeah.
good people, bro. Like I never ever say nothing less about them, bro.
Well, before the Young Money joint, you was over at Def Jam, right?
Yeah.
Casablanca
And
via Ed Woods and Tommy Mottola.
and then we did a joint venture.
Tommy
how did
Mottola
that
and
happen?
Jay. Tommy, damn man, this might be harder. I don't want to. Tommy believed in Core, he got it. But if Tommy was the Tommy he was back in the days when Core signed to him, Core would have been on the moon. At this time, Tommy started a new label, Casablanca, somewhere else, and he just wasn't that Tommy. And a lot of people probably wasn't messing with him because he was up there before, and now he ain't, and now they get the. Tommy was like, I'm running into a lot of obstacles with Corey. What do you think about me taking him over to Def Jam and doing a joint venture with Jay-Z? I was like, that's my man. I would love that. He said, well, I'm going to call Jay-Z, and I want you to meet me in the morning, and we're going to go over to Def Jam. Me and Tommy walked from Fifth Avenue all together just talking. I'm picking his brain. You know, this is a man that signed Billy Joel and all type of, you know, he been around Michael Jackson and all type of people. So I'm just talking to him about that. We get to the office. Me, Corey, L.A. Reid, Jay-Z. Jay-Z's president of the label. And he's like, your son's name is buzzing in the building all over the streets. No brainer, let's do it. Shook hands. And you know what? Damn, I never told Cole. I don't know if you remember this, Cole. Should I tell him?
What?
When Cole got signed over there to Rockefeller, shout out to Guru. Guru was Corey's engineer
Shout
at the
out to
time.
Guru.
Guru, I love you.
Yeah. Mad love.
When everybody
Yeah,
left the
that's-
office,
that's family.
me and Jay stood up and started talking regular. I said, yo, we gonna need those rock chains immediately. We're gonna need those immediately. He was like, Gunz. He had champagne all over the office because people were sending bottles to congratulate him for being the president. I said, we need to pop a bottle. He said, what, to celebrate debt? Nah, Gunz, teaching right. He's in debt right now. He's $450,000 in debt right now. We celebrate after he popped. We sell these records, then we pop champagne. Teach him the right way, Gunz.
That's good.
You've been down that road. We know what it is. I said, you know what? You right. We don't celebrate debt, Gunz. He in debt right now. And I left the office like, damn, I felt a little small. Like, damn, he right.
Right.
What we popping champagne for? We ain't selling no records yet. It's chill. Slow down. We'll get to the champagne.
What?
Yeah.
That deal didn't hold.
Well, Jay ended up, we in the building. Things is, Rihanna, Neo, everybody is to get attention. Guru, ask Guru about that. It was hard to get the attention. Everybody, and then a little part of it is rough. Jay-Z is friends with me and DMX and all of us, and we all like, yo, what's up? You'll go to Jay-Z's office, it'll be, even his dudes, the young gunners, all be outside the office waiting for a meeting. Like, what's up? It's a rough job to have.
Yeah.
So when I finally say, yo, I need to sit down with him, I'm not feeling I went to his office and Jay said, yo, I don't even feel right talking to you from the other side of this desk. And he came and sat on the desk and we just talked. And he said, what you doing later? Meet me at Cielo. And I went down and he was like, Gunz, he said he was leaving. And what do you want? I said, release. If you leave, who else we got?
Right.
You know what I mean? A release. And him and Jay Brown gave us the release. But we talked about a lot. He was just like, he just got, I want to give him a Jay-Z stamp, but he just got to get in the building, get the building excited. I'll give him the stamp. And, but if you're leaving, then let us leave. And I thought we could walk right out the office into another deal because he's still smoking hot. And it just, things happened the way they were supposed to happen. But he was just, I think he was a little frustrated. I don't think that's a job he really wanted. You got a lot of people that expect, you came up with it. You may not be the same level, but came up with you. We feel, oh, Jay in office, we good.
Yeah. Inmates is running the prison.
Facts. That was the attitude.
Right.
But everybody had that attitude, so that kind of pressure on you, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Think about that lineup that's all waiting for, and now you got the new guns coming, the Rihannas and the Neos and the,
Rosses and
all that.
Cheesies.
So it was hard. It was a hard competition. So, we just went back. And one thing about Core, he was never derailed from that. Kept going.
Still stayed in
Well,
the
how did you
studio.
feel at that time?
What, as far as
Yeah.
what, leaving?
Switching over to Def Jam. Was these things that y'all discussed? Like,
Yeah.
you was like, yeah, all right, cool, let's go to Def Jam, meet with
Yeah.
Jay, all that stuff.
Everything was cool with me. Like I just at the end of the day want to put some music out.
Right.
Never made decisions that, no matter how young he was, I never made decisions for him.
Yeah.
Well,
If you ask my opinion, I would give him my opinion, but all decisions are yours. Because I never want him to grow up and be like, yo, my man, you signed that shit or you did that.
what were your decisions at the time?
As far as what leaving and stuff.
Yeah.
No, I felt that was the best thing to do. I asked my pops. I'm like, yo, if he leaving, we gonna be up here like it's just gonna be limbo.
Right.
We just gonna be stuck. I'd rather be out there and we keep applying.
Keep moving around.
Yeah, and then we just figure out how to go from there. So.
It wasn't even Jay leaving that scared me. Guru understood Corey. And Guru was the only one that really had our backs in those meetings. And we'd be outside the fucking office waiting to hear, yo, what did you play the joint? What they thought, you know what I mean? And Guru used to be like, yo, they cheating. They playing verses. They playing whole verses. But I got a million whole verses. If we want to play that game, I could just put them on a whole joint, remember?
Mm.
So he used to be frustrated because he understood. But again, I'm going to tell y'all, if this is not to give the labels a pass or nothing like that, because people be like, nah, fuck that Gunz. They should have. Corey was advanced. And when you looked at him, you wanted him to be pop.
Right.
And do something for the kids, but that's just not who he was. So he was just too
Young Money
advanced.
figured it out. Somebody in some office took
Right.
a look and figured out what should have been done.
Well, they got it. They understood it.
Who were you at the time?
You said who was I?
Yeah.
As far as what?
Like, who were you? I mean, you had the rap thing going on, but like, what else was going on? Everything was rap. Everything was rap.
That's all it is for me, bro. Like, I ain't even gonna say
To this day.
Damn, so you was a virgin the whole time? Nigga.
Nah, you mean
like,
personal and all that?
What's going on?
My bros is here. Like they'll tell you. Like
Right.
they'll tell you, bro. They was and I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like I try to do like the sports and do other stuff like that. Like it just didn't catch me. I'm intrigued by learning words and how to use them in different ways. Like it's something about that I get. I don't know how to describe it or explain it, but it's something about me. It's like, I don't know, it's like coding almost, bro.
Yeah.
Like I get a rush. I get something out of being able to put words together and read them a certain way, or deliver messages and make people feel certain ways with words. Like I would get the same rush that somebody does doing a move on the court and making somebody go, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I'd rather do that. So all day they'll tell you, like I'll spend majority of my time on my radio, on my headphones, and just be writing. Even
So you're boring. You just you and the music.
Yo, that's
kinda.
very true.
I'm here for it.
Nah, kinda.
I used to
I'm
get
in
people to
the-
say shit about Corey like that at the labels, and I would never tell them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he's just a rapper. What else? Like could he do that? He ain't doing that.
Not
Fuck
in a bad
outta
way.
here.
I ain't mean
I'm
that in- I don't
into
mean that in a bad
way.
I'm into like I do exciting stuff, but I'm more to myself. Like my
Introvert.
pops, like I went skydiving. I do shit like that. Like I do exciting I do
Yeah.
things.
hard pass.
I didn't know you did that shit.
Yeah, remember?
I want to do
I
that
would
shit.
never-
I
I
don't do
don't-
that shit yet.
I would never.
I'll rock out.
Nah,
There was a time. Oh, no, no,
I
no.
do things like that. Like I have fun. I love movies really too. That's another thing. That's another thing I got from my pops.
Yeah, he's
Like
a movie
I love
buff.
movies.
We love movies.
So I could just be. That's like that. Both goes hand in hand to me. I could
Top
just watch
three.
movies and write.
Can I get
Oh,
y'all
nah,
top three
man,
separately?
nah,
I don't have.
man.
You don't got a top three?
Nah, that's hard, bro.
I'm really into
Nah.
movies, bro.
It's
Like,
too many.
I can't.
All right, top three at this moment. Just at this moment.
Shit.
What genre? Who we
It don't
talking
matter.
about?
Your
It's
favorite
just,
genre.
it's just like, yo, if somebody
I
You
never,
don't have a favorite
Aight,
genre.
nah.
Fuck it.
so you go to Ghana and you meet a kid that never watched the movie before.
In
What's
Ghana?
the first three movies you gonna tell them?
In
about?
Ghana?
There you go.
It depends. It's gonna be genres of them. Because I don't have one movie that has everything that I love in it.
And my shit is so broad. It goes from
Yeah.
it could go from Seven
Uh-huh.
to Shawshank Redemption,
Classic.
to Goodfellas, to Gladiator, to
Braveheart.
the Five Heartbeats. Purple Rain, I gotta say it, I'm sorry.
Purple Rain?
I'm a
Top
big,
three?
huge Prince fan. Sorry.
Yeah, top, so it's top
You
three.
apologize for
Purple Rain.
Some
Yeah,
people
no,
be
you
like,
can't
really,
apologize
Gunz?
for that.
But yeah, so there's just too many.
So Purple
The
Rain.
Godfather
Purple Rain,
Reservoir
wouldn't be in my
Dogs,
favorite movies. Down the acting was
Pulp
terrible,
Fiction,
but
Reservoir Dogs.
the music was
Pulp
beautiful.
Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, he said.
I used to.
Yeah.
I'm in the
Pulp
Then-
Fiction.
There's
Then
just
it
too
depends,
many,
yeah.
man. We'll be here forever, man.
Bronx Tale.
Ooh.
Denzel is my favorite actor,
God.
and
Colonial.
a
That's
close
my
second
shit.
would be Leonardo DiCaprio.
Fire. See, yeah. Who the director of that, man? What's my man's name? Finch. Finch.
No, Guy Ritchie did.
What?
Fight Club.
Hold on, that's
Fight
Cor.
Club?
Let's tell them about them stories, Cor.
What?
Who Dad used to bring to the studio while he was in the lab?
Denzel.
Oh,
Yeah, he
Denzel?
been. Yeah.
Word.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Who's your Godfather?
Shaq.
Yeah, we
I
know
want,
that.
yeah, I
We know
want to
that.
talk about
Salute
you.
to Shaq.
Yeah,
What I'm
that's-
saying
I
is,
wanted to double
Cor,
back
at a
and
little
get it
age, he been around some heavyweights. Denzel used to come hang out the studio. That's that tells friends, up. No pictures, don't bring the phone over here. He just chilling. We just chilling. And, you know, we talk about a lot of stuff. Now it never repeat. Oh, but I will say this. I asked Denzel, is there a movie he regret not taking? He said, I don't regret it. It was a little dark, but Seven. He was supposed to be
Seven.
Brad Pitt.
Word?
Wow.
He turned it down. He said it was too dark for him.
Yeah, the whole head in the
Well, we talked
box.
about a lot of stuff, and just,
Yeah.
just
Seven
some
was
shit you
crazy.
should keep to yourself. You know, you ask advice and stuff like that.
I
and
wonder
he
if
gave
he,
me a lot
I
of
wonder
good
if he
advice.
did Bone Collector after that because he turned that down.
Yeah, that was
That
kind of
Fallen.
dark.
Bone Collector wasn't
That
as
and
dark
Fallen.
as Seven. Seven was really crazy.
Yeah, Fallen was dark.
But yeah, he cool dude. Cool
Shaq,
dude. I love
though,
him.
you ended up working with Shaq.
Yeah,
Y'all did projects together.
he saved my life. I was in a bad space at that time. And shout out to Lord Tariq. Tariq signed an Interscope, and Interscope asked him if he wanted to work with Shaq when Shaq was working on the album. Go out and, you know, co-pen some stuff with him. Tariq got out there and was working with Shaq. He's like, Shaquille, I got somebody that'll work 10 times better with you. I mean, he's better at that type of style what you doing. It's my brother Gunz. And Shaq said, bring him out. And they flew me out, and the rest was history. We became tight as hell. So I had to come clean. I'm like, my PO said I can't go. I came anyway. When I go back, I might get locked up. And I went out there with nothing. Shaq gave me, this is a true story, just met Shaquille. And he had went on the road with the Orlando Magic for a game. So I'm at the house working. No money. So he called me. He was like, how's everything? Good, man. I ain't got no money. He gave me the combination to a safe.
Wow.
It's not a regular safe. It's a fucking, you walk in.
Yeah.
Go in there and take $3,500 and go to the mall. He don't even know me like that. It's 2-3 million in there. Take $3,500, go to the mall, get you some socks, drawers, whatever you need. Don't go nowhere. I'll take care of your PO when you go back. Don't worry about that. Open that shit up, man. And you know, dirty Bronx niggas like 3 million. Put this in the car, call it a wrap. So I didn't even count it, man. I just went in there and said, close that shit up. I was like, this gonna graduate. And we've been brothers since, man. And Corey came along and took Corey under his wing, and yeah. But yeah, Tariq, man, shout out to Tariq. Tariq made that call, and I was I was on probation. Things was really bad, and that changed everything.
This is after the record died down.
That record didn't even come.
It's before that.
Way before. We talking about 9-5, 9-6, yeah.
Oh, shit.
In my head, for some reason, I had it the other way around.
I made that record while Shaq ended up signing me to his label. Shaq started a label called Twism.
Yeah.
I made that record while I was on Twism, and Shaq gave me permission to go and do an album with Tariq first, and then come back and give him an album. So that's shout out to Shaquille. Most people would have been like, nah, that record got to come out on this label. He was like, nah, that's what he want to do, let him do it. Because Shaquille had record, music stuff was fun for Shaquille.
Yeah.
Shaquille was like, turn his nose up at the money we made. That's what y'all do all that for that little bit of money? It was a joke to him. Like, he sold 1 million records and made $10 million and be like, that's it? That's all I get for all of that? Selling these records and going around? Nah, I'm good. But it was fun for him. He loved music and rapping and shit. And I traveled the world with Shaquille. Shaquille took me to China, Russia, Japan, Jakarta, Indonesia, the Philippines. I traveled to Australia, traveled the world. And then when Cole came to court in his wing, he said, it's going to be my godchild. I'm adopting him as my godchild. Start flying Corey out with him everywhere and stuff. So, but Tariq is the catalyst for that. Again, another person that get in. Shout out to Lord, another person that get in and then get in and be like, I'm good. Immediately, yo, bring my brother, he'll be dope. And we wasn't a group, and I did the record and we formed it, and that was it. But Tariq is my brother. Most people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that. He's married to my sister.
Wow.
I knew
They
that.
had 2 kids.
I know that.
And
They said it.
that's how we met.
How does that work?
My boyfriend raps. And I was like, man, we already got 7 niggas in this group. We don't need another nigga. And he rapped. I was like, oh, he better than all of us. Yeah. Like to have your son and your brother-in-law be like your favorite rappers, elite rappers, legitimately. Not saying that just cause that's your son or that's your brother-in-law. To have 2 dudes that you know, gotta understand. Tariq is. I never felt comfortable. I used to be like, damn, this nigga nice. You know what I mean? And I always loved his voice. Tariq, so I used to envy his voice. I wish I had his voice. Yeah.
Why?
Raspy. He had a dope voice and he was nice. I just loved his voice.
Yeah, them cheat code voices, yeah.
I like
Shout out
his
to
voice.
Hands. Hands got a cheat code voice.
Tariq would go in the studio and yell in the booth until it got raspy. And then rhyme. That was his thing. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That's cheating.
Yeah, that is cheating.
That's cheating.
That
He
is
wanted the
cheating.
grime. He wanted the dark, you know. That's what he wanted.
Okay, I got a question, and this is a little obscure and it's a little crude, but I have to ask because I don't know how you did this. He's married to your sister.
Mhm.
Been married to your sister,
Yes.
but on the album,
Mm-hmm.
y'all did that skit. You already laughing because you know what I'm talking about. How? I got sisters. I don't know if I could have did
There's
that.
there's a lot of stuff that you know that you just gotta, you know, look, man.
We don't have to put that on the album.
Everybody got sisters.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Everybody got a father, and I did some stuff. You know what I mean? We only think about that when it's our sister. You know, that's the thing I go through now. Even with with the show, Tara and Amina, I've done some crazy shit, and they got brothers, and fathers, so
Fair enough.
you can't be a hypocrite and be like, not my sister. My daughter come to me one day and tell me her boyfriend is doing this and doing that, and daddy, I need you to talk to him. So he can go, nigga, what? That's what you want me to do? Go on, so he can be like, what, Mr. Pinky? So I used to be like, Whitney, you seen your dad? You know how niggas are. You know what I mean? You just gotta just pay attention and just, so we would have those conversations, but you can't be like a hypocrite about it. I was moving crazy, and so for me to call him out on anything like that. It was a time my sister came to me and said, what's going on the road? What's going on? You my brother. And we doing business, we on the road. I'll be like, I purposely got a different tour bus. I purposely stay in a whole different side of the hotel. He got his crew with him. I don't see nothing. I don't know nothing. You know what I mean? But if I did, come on, sis. You know what I mean? Don't put me in that kind of position. But I get it. You know what I mean? But some shit, you just gotta use your common sense.
I mean, he did right. They married. Like, they married for real.
Yeah.
Kids, family, the whole thing.
Yeah, but it was, everybody had their shit.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a smooth transition. It was rocky, just like everybody else. But it ended. It's a fairy tale ending. I was in the wedding. It was dope.
Yo.
He loves her. She loves him. That's my brother, man. I love Tariq.
That
Cool.
skit was nuts, though.
Cole, you got the same luck with women as your pops?
Me and Corey had worse skits than that.
Yeah.
Me and Corey had worse skits than that.
I don't know how that's
What? The skit?
Yeah, remember that skit?
Which one?
They don't even want to say.
From the album?
Yeah.
How old was you?
What
How old was you when we did that skit?
What type
Which
of
one?
sick-
Oh,
Yo, your
Jesus.
mom, her mom's is in here. Where was that? Remember that skit?
Oh, I forgot. That was mad years ago.
He'll call me on the phone
I
and be like, yo,
forgot.
Dad, I'm
We
at this
did.
girl house, she cooking. Her mom's asked about you. How she looks? She got a fat ass. What I say? Come on,
Smile
man.
with the tattoo smile
Yeah,
on his face.
facts. Right.
Tell her what I said,
I
Corey.
forgot. What? I forgot. What you say?
Asked if she want to drink
What?
some of your brother's.
Yo.
Hey.
Oh!
You wild, Slum.
You remember that shit?
Doing?
Yo, he be like, yo,
Supposed
he,
to be the first family show.
Yo.
so then, guess what the next skit was? Remember the next skit after that?
There's another one.
I forgot.
There's another one.
You wrote these skits.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, Core. Yo,
Boy, you
Core.
wrote these skits?
Yo,
You
Core.
was writing this?
I'm at this
Hey,
chick
yo,
house.
Dad. All right, so yeah,
Yo,
Dad.
Core.
We both gonna be running the train on the right.
Nah, yo, Core, I'm at this chick house. A daughter asked about you.
You remember
word?
this? I remember, but I'm trying to. I don't remember the words.
Core, I'm at this chick house. Her daughter asked about you. You reversed it.
Ask her if she wants to.
Drink some of your grandchildren.
Hey.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Family thing
Yo,
is different.
I don't remember.
That family thing is different.
I got the radio. I got the skits to prove it.
Yo.
Yo, we used to do some
Nah, we
crazy
did, though.
shit.
I remember now.
When Corey, yo,
Yo, Corey could have wrote porn
yo,
skits.
check this
I
out.
remember
Corey,
now.
Could have wrote porn skits.
Yeah.
me and Corey did Brooklyn's Finest. We called it the Bronx Finest. Remember? Biggie and Jay-Z.
Oh, y'all did that over?
That's the shit Puff went crazy over.
Wow.
Cause Corey was little, man, and he was going. We was going back. That shit. That still went on. He hate when I play it because he sound like chipmunks and shit. But that was fire. To this day, when I listen to it, it gives me chills. We was going back and forth
Yeah.
like Big and Jay. It was sick.
I remember that Jane too. We did some drinks. I remember the first time I recorded. You had wrote the verse for me though. I was like 10.
See, I write for Corey. Say it again, Corey. I wrote 6 foot, 7 foot. I wrote
You tell wow.
Millie.
Yeah, I remember that though. I used to battle with my pop's rhymes. I used to battle with his verses. Like different, like take his verses and just then later they'll hear them on a song, be like, yo, that was your pop shit. I'd be like, yeah.
I wrote that shit though.
It's cool. Now it's out, but like I used to do that too. Like, come on.
So when you started penning your own shit, did y'all ever battle?
Yup.
Oh, wilding out.
Yeah.
But that was
Yeah,
two bum
bro.
two
Nah,
lines.
we cyphered outside one day. You did that rhyme.
Yep. That's the one.
You
Which
rhyme.
one?
You know what rhyme.
You
You
reverse.
reversed my whole everything. He was
Yep.
like,
Oh.
reverse your life. Da-da-da-da. He did a whole. Remember, Breeze?
I don't remember that
We
shit.
outside.
I remember hearing that.
It was us. It was you. Shout out to Uncle Bernie.
You remember?
Yeah,
you
I was
the one who
out
told
there.
me. You told me about it.
It was
I
a
don't
few of
remember that
us,
shit.
and it was Dad and a few my uncles and shit.
I reverse your life.
Right.
Yeah.
You did the verse. I got the power to reverse your life. You remember you said
But that
that?
shit just came out of nowhere, or
Out of
was it like-
nowhere.
Yo, it's gross.
And that's when you realize your pops was right.
I don't even remember the
Like,
shit.
yo.
Don't say it. He said it's
gross.
gross.
It's
I'm
gross.
like, yo,
It's
wait,
worse than
hold
the
on.
skit.
you remember it?
I remember.
Even I'm like, yo,
It's pause. I can't
it's
say it.
crazy.
What was your feelings? in that
Nah,
moment?
I was mad. Cause you can't say nothing after that. It was
Right.
funny. It was disrespectful. It was funny, but it was dope at the same time. The
Right.
concept was dope. Then you saying stuff that got everybody. My pop's always been an MC,
Right.
so my pops he always got control of the crowd. That was just something that I always admired about him. Like, my
Right.
pops automatically, you say something real quick, the room is against you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was out there. I'm just thinking we gonna rhyme. He did that verse. I was just like,
I
They was
remember
laughing.
everybody saying your son is better than you. Your son is better than you.
And
And
it messed with you?
you know, the problem with it was I could never be in competition with my son. It never. Like I would never. That sounds crazy, but it sounds like you washed up. Your son is, and that's it fuck with your ego a little
Yeah,
bit. So,
yeah.
but what I tried to explain to Corey earlier, why I would never let Corey battle, because I used to be like, because all it takes is for somebody to say some funny shit. So I try to make a point of that to him. You are better than me, 10 times better than me. But I say some funny shit about you and look like you lost the battle. Don't be out here battling niggas. Don't give nobody. You on fire. Because niggas used to sneak Corey across town to battle niggas, and I used to lose my mind. Because these niggas, all it takes is one nigga to film and he say some funny shit and the crowd laugh.
to this
Look
day,
like Corey.
I ain't gonna say no names because I not out of no politics or anything like that. The person's locked up. Somebody to this day, I'm in the juice bar.
I know you're talking about.
They walked up to me, they like, yo, bro, you know you won that battle that back in the day, right? They was like, we had to say that, son from my block, but you know you killed him. And that was like this was a few months ago. When I battled him, I was about 14.
He was 14 and they snuck Cory to it. We
To
can't
a whole
say.
block. Nah,
we can't.
That's fam now
Yeah.
shit too.
But they snuck Cory to a block behind my
so
back.
You can tell,
But they made, hold on. But this the thing, Matt. Yo, Matt, this the thing though. Exactly what I said was gonna happen,
right,
happened.
Yeah.
right.
And my nephew and them was like, you know, listen, it was all out of love, and this nigga is the golden child. I think he put up 2,000 on you, right?
Yeah.
The dude said one rhyme where you slipped. I wasn't there. What happened?
Nah, we rhymed. It wasn't no slip ups or nothing. We was on his block.
So
They gave it to
Yeah.
dude.
Every time he rhymed, it was.
And they came back
Every
to the
time
block.
he rhymed, there was silence and applause. And when I rhymed, niggas was in their own conversation.
I was on fire.
He not even a battle rapper. That's why I was like.
We'll tell you later, man. We can't do that. It's not
Yeah,
fair. It wouldn't
it's
be
not
fair,
one of
man.
All right, we're going to take a 5-minute break. We're going to take a
Discuss this
5-minute
off
break.
camera.
Because it's family.
Nah,
It's
that's
a whole
cool.
family thing now.
Get this answer.
What's the name?
But I was just
He's a
mad.
battle
I was just
rapper.
mad that they did that after I told
He said
him
he's
to
not
do
a
it.
battle
This
rapper.
bozo.
Said he's not a battle rapper.
What's the name? Talking about he battled me too.
Who?
This clown.
Who?
Hood.
Yeah, I told Matt about that stupid nigga. We don't.
And
So we don't.
discuss
Nah.
that. Yeah, we ain't
We ain't gonna give him no
Yeah,
no
nah.
shine.
But that was like, it was stuff like that would happen and just be like, yo, I don't have that, I don't recognize that part of the story. But
Have
that's
you
how
ever
feel.
wanted to battle? Like
What? Like,
I know you watched the URL shit.
I was there for you. I was at the PAL.
Oh, shit.
I was there.
Word.
Me and
Damn.
Petey and all of us was there at his battle.
Yeah.
At
I
the first one on the
apologize for
smack.
corrupting your son's childhood.
I was in
No,
the
we loved it.
audience.
We loved it, man.
was in
I
the-
love
You
it.
loved You was there?
My man,
I was in the audience, me, Jim, because
Petey.
I know who was in the bleachers.
Right.
That
You
you
know
was
who was in
supposed
that
to
I was
battle?
supposed to be battling.
I remember
I
I
called him
was,
out twice.
I was on the outside
and it
looking
didn't
in.
happen.
I was
Yeah.
there.
We
I
was
remember
early
that.
with that stuff. Even so,
I was
Lux
always
used
into
to
that.
be.
Word.
Lux and Cory did a bunch of songs together before he was doing joints
Yeah.
with
I
Cory. So
say for Lux too, right?
Yeah.
yeah, we always did. You know, we was in that. It was in that realm. I just told Cory that this wasn't his thing. Your thing is what you do. And like I said, you know what I mean? Just what I said was gonna happen happened. So everybody's bragging about how this dude beat Cory, and that put him on that made him look like. What's that?
Take a break.
It's my
Take a
man.
break.
We're gonna take a
Love,
5-minute
though.
break.
Nah, it's
Take a break.
love.
You
man.
probably don't
Take a
even
break.
know
We
him.
taking a break. We need
Five-minute
to
break.
take
You
a
don't
break.
even know
We
him.
taking a
That's
break.
gonna bug you out.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Straight up.
And he was like, "Come out." And when I walked out and walked in there, he pushed the button and it was already together. Like he told the engineer how he wanted it to sound, and it was already put together. That was the middle of my verse though. Like I'm rhyming, yeah, the way I started it. I'm rhyming, and in the middle of my verse, I go, "Nigga, word to my mama," and then I switch into that pattern.
Right.
But he just took that. He like, "Yo, nah, nigga, this is how he gonna start it off right there." So.
That's what's up.
That was crazy. I didn't hear it. So to this day, I'm like, I want to hear that full verse.
You've never heard the full verse?
No.
What?
You remember it?
I wasn't
Yeah,
there.
and I wrote it. I wrote that verse on paper. I wrote it there.
Wow.
That
On the spot.
whole thing. Hmm.
But it's
Damn.
recorded somewhere.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yo, that verse I would like to hear, and I had a second verse to Deja Vu. That was way better than my first verse.
What?
Yeah, and I can't find that shit.
Y'all are good.
It's a lot of
I
footage
raced
too.
it because once Tariq got on it, once Tariq got on the record, I just balled it up and just like, fuck it, let's go with it.
So what I'm curious about, Cory, is what was the introduction to Young Money to Wayne? Like, how did that even begin?
I would have to shout out first my bro Busy. Remember, you know Fat Boy Dad. Busy
course, that's my man.
Busy bought Wayne. Like he would tell us, that's my guy, his family, Busy. Shout out to Busy. He would tell us, like, he would tell me, like, yo, Wayne Peoples, he was like, you know, I know it's Peoples and shit, they trying to, you know what I'm saying? This is family though, so I'm just thinking, I'm like, come on, man, like if you say like, hell yeah, like you serious, stop playing. Like if they pull up, That's a no-brainer. Pause. Like, tell them to pull up. We in the studio. And this
city.
was, we in Sony at the time.
All right.
Before, like, when Sony was up.
Mhm.
I was recording in there with Guru. And it was a random day. He flew in town to do promo for Carter 2. He had just dropped Fireman and all that. And it was like on the verge of, I think it was Carter 2, Dedication 2 was out.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, he was coming to do TRL in 106 that day. And in between that, he pulled up and did a verse on the arm for me. Like, he didn't charge, he didn't come, like, I was in there recording, and then the next thing I know is I'm seeing dudes walk in, checking the room. I'm like, then he walk in. What up, man? Da-da-da. I'm like, oh. They pull up, chill, sit, start. He's like, what you working on? Let me hear some shit. So Guru, we all in there. I'll never forget his face. He was like, yo, bro, well, how did this just happen? I'm like, nah, my cousin put this together, my family. He was like, yo, bro, we can't pay for this. He was like, this is something that you can't pay for right now. This nigga's at the height of, he was like, this speak volumes. Like, him pulling up to do this for you. He was like, niggas can't pay for this right now. Mm-hmm. He just came and did a verse for you and left for free. Like, he pulled up, and his intentions when he pulled up, he was like, yo, I ain't know your situation, but I came here, I wanted you to leave with me type shit. Like, I pulled up here hoping you was gonna walk out. He was like, I'm not gonna step on the big homie toes like that though. So I ain't know you was signed to jail. So, but I came here with the intentions of we was gonna leave here and do that shit today type shit. Like, so
Right.
I'm like, oh, but he pulled up on the love, didn't ask for a dime, nothing. Recorded the joint.
They real
32
unorthodox over there.
32 bars too. And that's the crazy part. He
Still got that verse.
He laid a verse. I recorded, it was 32. He went back and added more. Like, he didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, little shit like that is like, yo.
Real unorthodox of how people date, Young Money, Cash Money, all of them.
Baby too, man.
They
Good
was
dude, bro.
unorthodox, man. Like, they did stuff that labels would never let happen. Like, the person wasn't cool with that. Wayne was like, fuck that. Wayne would do verses with people for no money and make the label clear it. Don't hold those people up, man. Put the record out. But you got a record coming out next week. They was very unorthodox, putting out records when they wanted to. So the whole way that record label told you things supposed to work and what month you should come out, they was going against the grain and winning. So he'll show up and do this verse with Corey dead in the middle of the, and they'll be in there pulling their hair out of Universal. You just went into this song. Yeah.
How'd you feel after that?
It was crazy.
Out of his llama bean.
Yeah. Word up.
I got a story. I got a story.
It's for real.
They sent Corey a milli early.
The beat for it?
The verse and everything.
Oh shit.
Wayne was on fire. Corey got a milli before anybody put something to this. Corey destroyed that shit.
I heard that.
I'm holding this shit for 2-3 months. So finally, I'm going back, going core. Core like, Dad, you can't eat that. I can't eat that. I can't do that. I don't want to burn no bridges. I'm like, Core, they was going to put you out on that record. They'd be out. They not answering. They wasn't calling. You know, it just didn't feel right.
Right.
Telling your dad did it. Nah. So I held it for long enough. Then I hit my man. Rich Dollars was working at Bad Boy at the time and working for Matola and them.
Right.
I said, yo, just leak this. Don't say I did it. And that shit went viral. Yeah. And then everybody started doing it.
Yeah.
But we had that shit early, man. Cole was so mad at me. He was like, yo, don't do that. I said, fuck that. This is a once in a lifetime.
Do y'all fight over shit?
Yeah.
There's a lot of fight stories. Laugh says it all.
Because sometimes, you know,
what's the biggest fight y'all had?
I think sometimes,
I don't know, like, it's different. I don't ever.
Not like that.
Yeah, we don't have no. Yeah, it just be disagreements, and like at the end of the day, I don't stay mad at my pops because I know at the end of the day, he's never told me anything the way it was like, yo, it's your fault, or it's like, yo, I shouldn't have. I was raised with a certain like, yo, I could tell you, I did that. I could tell you not to do that, but I could tell you the stove is hot. But if you're gonna touch it yourself, to figure it out, that's on you. But I'm letting you know that's not the way to go. You know what I mean? I'm telling you that's not it.
Right.
But if you decide to do it, then that's how. So that being raised that way kept me from and just knowing what to do and what not to do. Like it's just simple math to me. Like it's just like it's like yo, it don't make sense for me to do certain things or put myself in certain places that would jeopardize anything or just have me in any kind of foolery. So just that mindset alone kept me just out the way.
So you got to remember, he was on fire at a very young age, right?
Right.
Yeah. And you got to have somebody over there to say, nah, that's trash. Everybody going to yes you to death. They see this. They see what's going on. They see what. You got to have somebody that's grounded that's going to be like, nah, that ain't it. But you don't got to take, you know what I mean? Like if you feel like that's it. But Cory will always, this dude right here, man, he will always satisfy me with a record. Like he do a mixtape, because I used to do all his mixtape, pick the beats, the skits, right?
Yeah.
All his tapes. And then the biggest tape he got was, your biggest tape came when you was like, I got this. I was like, nah, I want to do the drama.
Oh, the Heir to the Throne one.
Yeah.
And he was giving out, I saw we went to, we was at a bad time right there, but he was giving out too much free music to me. He was giving too many originals, and I was like, that's too much.
Yeah, they was letting me they like people, not people around me, but they was basically like at the time, you gotta know like everybody was dropping 20 plus joints on their mixtapes.
But his joints was originals. I was like, that's an album.
Yeah, majority of my shit is
original.
Like one of my favorite songs I ever did, I'm not gonna lie, even concept-wise and everything, bro. Because a lot of people, like Nas rhyme backwards. A lot of people rhyme backwards. I did a song called My Crew Is in the Spot. I rhymed the third verse. The beat goes in reverse too, but I used the exact same words, bro. Nobody has, that took me so long to sit there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I used the same words.
And reversed it.
The same rhyme.
Right.
Is the same joint, like backwards. Like the end of that rhyme, I started it again, and it went backwards with the beat. Like
So
that shit
did you
took
go
a minute
line?
for me to
Did you
just.
go line backwards, or did you did the?
I did the entire verse backwards and made it make sense like the first time did.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So if you ended the verse with opportunity, you went opportunity.
Do the nudity, and it ended it where I just began.
Nice.
On the third, like so, I was giving away.
Sense both ways?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
And I was going back, like just that's one of the joints that was on the tape he's talking about.
Right.
That's not something.
Why did you do that?
Crazy.
Because I was I'm just trying to.
Yeah, he was.
Lyrical
Cory was in it.
exercise.
I'm just.
Outdoing.
But I was trying to get him to do.
Trying to write, like,
what I was trying to get him to do was
something better than I did yesterday type shit every day.
beats that was out already, or old school beats like Ghetto by Rakim.
Mm-hmm.
He gave me my special ed joint on the tape. I was like, damn, thank you. He gave me something. He rhymed over Let's Move It. I always wanted to hear him rhyme over that. But all that shit that he's talking about doing, I was like, that's album shit, man. But by that time, Dad, my man now, man, let me do me. Let me, come on, man.
You said
and I
y'all
had
was in
to,
a bad place?
because I felt like I felt like he became a man. Damn, I don't want to say this because it happened how it's supposed to happen. I just feel like he became a man and took the training wheels off at a time where I felt like I needed to be there. And it was just like, you got to let him do him and let him be a man and get out the way. Right. You know, but I just felt like the timing, I wish the timing would have been a little later. I felt like that was a time that I wish I had him like I had him. This time he was like, Dad, let me do this. I got it. Thank you. Mm-hmm. And I had to respect that. But I felt like the timing was so
premature.
In my humble opinion, yes. Yeah. But I could be wrong. You know what I mean?
Well,
it could just be a dad. I could just be a dad being mad. Hey,
back up, Dad.
Right, like you gonna do this without me, son?
Looking back on it now, looking in hindsight, retrospect, just how everything played out. Do you wish that maybe you had listened to him for just another 6 months?
Because I never stopped listening to my pops.
But you know what I mean. You know what
this whole thing is my pops letting me be me. It's not me saying like, yo, I don't need
that
your
was
help,
my fault.
or I don't want you around.
That's very
you
true.
Understand that. It's not me saying, yo, I don't need your opinion. I don't need you in the studio. I don't need this, need that, do this. Let me show you what you taught me.
Right.
You
I
show
took
your
a
results of your work.
I took
show
an
your results
immature
of your
approach
work.
to
And
it.
you took that personal?
I
Let me
took a
show
very
you
immature approach to
this
it.
and still
You giving them originals, you doing this, you
come
doing
in
that.
and
Like so
tweak
now I
it,
don't
you
even
know what
want
I'm
to.
saying?
You know how you throw
Whatever
your
the case
hands up? Like
Yeah.
that's what you gonna do. Go ahead, man. It's cool. I'm gonna.
So you had an attitude about it.
Yeah, but he never stopped saying, "Yo." I think that he always, and I let him speak for this. I felt like he always looked for my stamp of approval.
Yeah,
Dad, you gotta hear this. Where are you?
100%.
To this day.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
I get
Was there
everything.
Nobody's
any times you
opinion-
played something and he was like, I don't know, he was like,
Corey
Dad,
got-
you bugging.
Yo, Corey could put an album out.
bugging.
Corey could put an album out every week from now to the year 3000. That's how much.
Let's
shit he
do
got.
it. Every
So,
week.
but the
Corey
problem,
Friday.
the problem with Corey is the stuff that I
Yeah.
don't hear. I be like, what's this? What's this? What's it? You know, he's so hard on himself. Man, Corey got some.
Yeah, I keep. a
I'll be
lot of
so
shit.
mad at him, man,
It's a
when I
lot
be
of
hearing
shit.
shit that I didn't hear
I know the
before.
feeling.
I keep a lot of music. Like
Thousands of songs.
I got
Wait.
joints.
So let's rewind. Let's
You
rewind.
artist types irritate the shit out of me with stuff like that.
Hold on, let's rewind real quick. So Wayne,
Yeah, me.
Wayne drops in between 106 and Park and Dedication 2 and all this stuff is going on. Drops 32 balls on the track for you.
For nothing.
Card.
And leaves.
Carter.
Respectfully, because you was with Def Jam, he leaves. What happens next?
Oh, that was the part we spoke about it earlier. After that, we had ended up getting a release.
Right,
Right.
from
Right.
Def
Bring us back
Jam.
around to
So
Young
now how
Money.
you get back around to Young Money?
We was working. I was working. We started working with After Platinum at that time, right? Dad?
Yeah, shout out to Ernie.
Shout out to Ernie and Guy. After Platinum.
After Platinum, the Out in Phoenix label out there. They saw the vision. Yeah, start working.
We was
with them.
working out. I was out there in Arizona, working with
Oh,
them
man, we
for
gotta
a
call
minute. We was grinding. Like,
We went to Job first. Start there. Mark Pitts wanted.
Okay.
Shout out to Mark Pitts. Mark Pitts saw the vision with Corey.
oh yeah.
Early.
Shout out to Pitts.
Mark Pitts was trying to sign Corey over at Job, and it just he couldn't convince them. He was so happy when Corey signed the Young Money. He was
Job
so
had
happy
a
for
lot of
Corey.
issues. The clips never stopped talking about how fucked up Job was.
Yeah, but at
At
so
that point.
but at that time when we walked out the building, we just knew we was walking into a deal with Job. That's why I was
When
so
y'all left
confident.
Def Jam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I was
right.
confident with Jay-Z. When me and Jay met down there in Ciela, and he was like, well, you know how you want this to go? And then I talked to Jay Brown. I was like, just full release. We don't owe, you know, like the budget. They got to eat the budget. Let them take the rest of his budget and let us take, you know, and let us finish using the studio. So we could go in the studio whenever we. He wasn't in there. I was in there. You know what I mean? So that part. And then I was all right. Now we go take it to the job, see what they want to do. And it was like we was taking meetings, and Mark Pitts called and like, yo, they just don't get it. And I don't understand. He really wanted to sign Corey. Then After Platinum showed up, independent label out in Phoenix, and the rest is history. But you know, my nephew Jim and I was flirting with Young Money for a long time. I lived in New Orleans for a little bit. I was in New Orleans all the time. I had 2 daughters down there. So I was around them, and I was around them early. So I was hearing the buzz that they was interested in Corey. It just was never connected.
So you
How
connected
did they
that dot? Yeah.
Mac. Shout out to Mac.
Too many. My nephew, I want to say my nephew Jim played a big part in that.
Yeah.
He
Mac.
started talking to Mac Main and them a lot, and he was like, "Unc, they want to sign Corey." I said, "I think that'd be a good idea." And they flew out to Miami, right?
Yeah, Mac he posted something too, like in like 2006. He posted something. Remember Hip Hop Game? He posted something like, I don't know what's up, but basically we don't know what's up with Cory Gunz, but we trying to holler at Gunz basically. Like
Yeah.
that. And then Jim, shout out my
Hip-hop
cousin
Game,
Jim.
You
Play
sent out
with.
the flare signal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, but hold on, Corey. We leaving out a lot of stuff. Me and Corey hopped on a plane to L.A. Remember that shit? Electric? No, wasn't no Atlantic.
I don't. Yeah.
Do you remember what's his name? What's the president of Atlantic?
Oh shit.
He gonna kill me too.
Facts.
They was interested in Corey. We flew out. They flew us out to go in the studio in Atlantic, play some joints for Craig Calvin.
Shout out to Craig.
We flew out there from New York to LA, played some music, went back to the airport, got on the airport, came back. Remember that shit? Literally got off the plane, played some music for him, sat down in the studio with him, came back. Took another meeting with them in the office, and they was, you know, dragging their feet. And then Core did the cipher
Yes.
BT Cypher.
Yes.
And that auditorium
Epic.
lost their mind when Core did
That
his
was
verse.
epic.
And then to me, I think that was it. I think Wayne and Young Money saw that.
And he was like,
Yeah.
So how did the next intro go
yeah.
What?
between you and
Wayne.
you and Young Money? Period.
Yeah.
I saw Wayne next after that in jail.
You went to see him in
Yeah,
jail.
I visited him on Rikers. And
What was that conversation like?
when I come home, it's on. When I get out, it's go time. Like as soon as I get out, it's a go time. He was like, everybody said like, is everything situated basically?
Are you clear?
He's like, yeah. He's like, all right, when I get out, it's go time. Our people said everything good. We spoke, so we good. Like when I come home, just be ready. That's exactly what he said. Just be ready when I get out.
Did y'all talk about anything else?
No,
Nothing.
nah.
So you
Just chilling.
You know?
Just regular talk. Ask me, he
talk.
like, yo, how good? Like everything good with you? How you been? You working? Ready? It's regular talk.
I ask these questions respectfully because I don't know. I really want to know. So we've spoke about tonight Eminem, Lil Wayne, and for all us that know that you're definitely in the light of those guys. You like, you know, on the lyricist, you are like top level and been top level for a long time.
I appreciate that.
So for me on the outside, I asked him from the outside because I don't know. I want to hear the answer. When you signed the Young Money, I expected, I hate everything y'all saying about them. Y'all bigging them up. Y'all giving them all the props. For me on the outside, when you signed the Young Money, I thought that was it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That my guy's about to blow. New York is about to be in there. You know what I'm saying? It took a while, but this is it. I don't quite understand what happened because, again, you are on the top level of Eminem, Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying?
Lyrically.
Lyrically, yes.
So
And-
that's a good question. Go ahead, Core.
Mhm.
We both want to have different answers to that. But go ahead.
I don't know, honestly. I think it was just a lot of other stuff that was occurring that I didn't even know about or have any knowledge of that was just going on, like other business that was going on. Because at one point, a little situation, it was static with Baby and Wayne, like everybody knew. So that kind of put stuff off for a few years. And then I got caught up before that, too. Not blaming nobody else for that or pointing no fingers, but that kind of stunted a few things as well.
You go to charge.
Yeah. So
How did that happen?
Huh?
How did that happen?
I'd rather not elaborate on that.
Core caught a gun charge at the same age I caught.
Yeah, I don't even like
Yeah,
talking.
when you said that you caught the charge, I was thinking in my head, oh wow, okay.
Because
Yeah, it was a bugged out thing for me because that's why I tell black men, we'll do the cliche of telling our kids the easiest shit to do in the world is say, yo, don't be like me. I dropped out of school. I got a bunch of tattoos I ain't happy about. You know what I mean? I'm rapping, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I got caught with a gun. Don't be like me.
Right.
Instead of making an example of what they should be because they look up to you. So if I told Core, yo, don't get no tattoos, you don't get tattoo yourself up. Core, you gotta finish school, man. Dropped out of school. Rapping ain't it, man. This shit, you're rapping.
Yeah.
Don't carry no gun, my nigga. They not playing in New York. Gun charge. And to me, that's an example of us as black men. Instead of saying, yo, look what I'm doing. Follow my footsteps. We take the cliche. Don't be like me. That's the easiest shit to do. Instead of setting the right example. So he followed all of, when I used to talk to Corey and his friends about gun charges and shit and what could happen to them, because I never talk to niggas about the dangers of guns.
Right.
When I talk to kids about the thing, I got a thing I do called Guns Against Guns, where I talk. Not a non-for-profit. I just tell them what it is.
Yeah.
I tell them statistic-wise what happens to you in jail. Do you like showering next to niggas?
Yeah.
You want to get cut?
No.
You know what I mean? You want to get beat up? You want to put your fist? So I tell them the other side. We know guns kill. We know that. You're more likely to get killed carrying a gun than killing niggas. Did you know that?
Right.
So I tell those statistics. So when I'm talking to him, I'm not even talking to him because I think he know better. So when I got the call, I'm like, holy shit. Dead in the middle of, so now you got a take a kid that's on fire and put the fire out. Because if all of these, when we first went to court, it's cameras and news cameras outside. Nobody come to court. Let him go in there by himself, look like a little. And shout out to Xavier, man.
How'd you feel?
It was a lot going on. I ain't gonna front. I was upset about that.
You was
shit.
upset. Shit, I was upset.
I was on fire.
They let me go sit with him in the cell and talk to him.
No.
I was on
Yeah?
fire.
Took him some McDonald's and sat in there and talked to him. I was
That's
like,
deep right there.
because he was upset. It was more upset about being disappointing the family, disappointing everything. He was just like, man, this is fucked up, Dad. And I had to do the worst thing I had to do. Nigga, you in jail. Ain't no time for that shit. Put your serious face on.
Yeah.
They got you separated right now, but in a minute you're gonna be around niggas. Knock it off. It is what it is. We'll deal with it. And that was it. But now I had to tell people, don't go to court. So I gotta take this fire that we made and put a blanket over it so the judge don't make an example out of him because he's popular.
Right.
Because when we went, this is his first charge, when we went to court, the judge was fucking bitch, man.
Yeah.
She literally looked at the crowd in the court and gave him a high bail and sent him back into jail. I was like, this is first charge. What you? They usually are.
Living examples.
She was, and you could see the look in her face. And what you say to me? I said, oh, he'll be right out. Shout out to Wayne and them. They sent the money. They wired the money. You know what I mean? He came home. So
Why were you carrying the gun?
That was my question.
The lawyer too.
yeah, X, man. Shout out to X. Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
you said why was I?
Yeah.
I'd rather not even elaborate on that. I wasn't walking around. I just tell you, I wasn't walking around with it with no intentions of doing nothing. I wasn't on no mission or no dumb shit like that. Like I was moving a certain way that I shouldn't have been in that particular day. There was a lot going on, and I was moving the way that I shouldn't have been moving.
Did you feel targeted?
As far as what, getting caught?
No, I mean like
Something
you,
might happen.
like you hot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Somebody
every
niggas,
day.
people plotting, you getting yo, these niggas was talking down the block the other day. I think niggas gonna try and bust some
Excuse me. Every day is every day it was something different. Like it's not it was nothing in particular that I can't sit here and lie about. Like it's just anything could happen. So it wasn't like I wasn't running around with it or doing no dumbass mission or nothing like that. Like that wasn't the case. I would speak on it more, but
I wanted to have people around Core with
It's
it.
closed though, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's closed.
I wanted to have
Nigga, you
people.
could talk about that shit,
I
man.
just-
I wanted to have Core around. I wanted to have people around Core that had it with him because Corey, as loved as you are in the hood, anything can happen. And
Yeah.
Shaq had given Corey a chain that was just ridiculous. You remember that? What was that?
I don't even know.
You remember that big ass diamond chain he had? Shit was
That big?
So one time I was in my dudes from Bronxville was like called me and was like, yo, Gunz, man, we saw your son walking around with this chain. We was like, oh, and then we saw it was your son. So I called Core and said, Core. He was just walking to the mall. The hood love him, but it can happen anywhere. And I think when that kind of jealousy stuff starts slipping in, where you feel like people might, you know, and the hood was battling with our hood was battling with another hood, and Corey shouldn't even been over there like that. But I understood it's hard, man. When I was his age, everything I did was for that block. I could be in Japan thinking about the block. Can't wait till I get back and they see this, and I'll get back and wait till they hear this. And you always wanted to make it to show the block your look. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's something about. I mean, of course you grow out of that.
Yeah.
But I understood him. I wasn't mad at him for that. And I also understood niggas don't want to go get nobody to do nothing for them no more. Niggas is ratting. Niggas is seeing. So if you gonna handle something, handle it. Because if your friend come and get you nowadays, you going to jail. Handle your own business. Because when you go get your man, you send him to jail.
Yeah.
With that said, I do want to make one statement, because I know for a fact he comes from the hardest area in the Bronx. He comes from an area in the Bronx that we looking at on the news every day that is like murder rate. They're telling you that the kids is killing out there. He comes from the real inner city, New York. So it's no question why he would have thought to maybe carry a gun to protect himself. It's the same challenges that a lot of young kids out here is going through with. He comes from the real street, the real hood, the real Bronx, New York.
Always been bad over there. 10460, bro. I look it up. The lowest, the highest high school highest dropout rate, the lowest income, that 10460. 174 from Vice.
To move.
It does, but guess what? It also, you move, definitely move, but you don't forget you go back. But it also made you. It made you. It made, like, there's nothing that could go through that I won't. And Cory grew up with me, so he went through it too. It's nothing that I could face in life that I'm not ready for because of that upbringing. Yeah. The rap, Grandmaster Caz and the Cold Crush. I saw them. They lived in the hood. Easy AD lived across the street. Once I heard the Cold Crush, that's what started my journey in rap music. I named my son Caz after Grandmaster Caz. And then Cole was there. But we lived up the other side of the glory. So when you hear Jay-Z and them rap about, or you hear rappers rap about the 80s, they was getting that money and they was moving that crack. Nah, we grew up with a house full of drug addicts. My brothers was on drugs, cousins, people I looked up to, my heroes was on it. So I wasn't into the drug thing. Right. I started doing the gun thing. My cousins would, shout out to my cousins and bring something up top. And I moved a few guns here, and that's hence the name Peter Gunz. I was Pete Lover at first.
Pete Lover.
Everybody was a Lover first.
You still Pete Lover, my nigga.
Everybody was
once I got caught with the gun, they said, nah, you Peter Gunz now. So I kept it. But yeah, so we lived the other side of that. We didn't live the glory. I don't have those dope 80s stories of, remember we was getting that money? Nah. I grew up with my mother looking for my brothers in the street. Like, niggas coming knocking on the door for their money because your brother ran off with a pack or some shit. We grew up with that. Right. Coming outside with the hammer, don't knock on my door, scaring my mother no more. Take that with my brother. You know that. We grew up under that, and he was there.
These all sound like more reasons to move him out of the hood.
Definitely. Well, at the time, we couldn't, man. It sounded easy. Like, so when you, at those times, it sounded easy as it sound. It wasn't that easy. This was high school dropouts trying to figure it out. Once the music hit, yeah, let's go. It's go time. Mm-hmm. But at that time, it felt like no way out. You got to figure it out. You know what I mean? You stuck in this. It's like, I had an uncle on dope. Died of AIDS, Uncle Bill. Cory one time came to me with a needle when he was a baby in Pampers with his needle. Could have stuck yourself for anything. Shit like that. So I would tell Cory these stories. Niggas, his godfather would hide crack under his stroller. With guns under his stroller. While he's sitting in the stroller and move his shit and the gun is under there. Come down the block, call. My man playing with Core, throwing them up in the air, playing with him. I'm like, yo, he's beefing with the niggas down the block. What you doing? Grab him, take him upstairs. Niggas popped the nigga right after we and Core go upstairs, kill my man. He was just playing with Cory. So that's the type of environment we grew up in. Now, you don't have to let that stay with you for the rest of your life. You could get older and just do better and get wiser. You know what I mean? Some of us, it takes a little longer to do. And but yeah, it wasn't easy, man. And he saw it and lived it. Right. He saw it and lived it. He saw me get locked up, and his mom wasn't there, so now his pops ain't there. You know what I mean? So he had it rougher than a lot of people think he did. Because I was watching something where somebody was like, oh, these rappers' kids. Steely Dan took 100% of the publishing, and they took 120,000 from us. We made some show money, but we didn't make a lot of music money. So I didn't make enough money to move. So I didn't make enough money to where we fixed, or he lived some privileged life. Yeah. So when I hear people say, "Oh, he's Peter Gunz's son," like he had it good, nah. The only thing that was good for him is, yo, Puff, I need you to hear my son. Yo, Jay, can I come down to the office? I had those connections. Right. Kiss, I'm coming up to the lab up there. Y'all got to hear my son.
I didn't know y'all lost 100% of the publishing.
We didn't lose it. We agreed to it. Yeah. So people think we got sued. We didn't get sued. We agreed to it because Sony would take the deal off the table if we couldn't clear the sample. So in those days, you think, I'll just make another one. It ain't that easy. You know what I mean? Right. There's so many things I could go into about that, but I won't. And I don't want to make excuses because I have no regrets. I feel like, I wouldn't be here now, not for that record. And it's inspired a lot of other things. But with that being said, he ain't no privileged fucking kid. he was still in the hood when I was on tour, still at my mom's crib, still, you know, still trying to figure it out, you know. So he grew up pretty rough, man. He had it rough.
I think back to biggest question. I think everybody expected you to be
Out the gate.
Drake, Nicki, Tiger level, signing up to Young Money and definitely being one of the nicest dudes that they had. Everybody thought that was your trajectory.
Right.
To hear that you're still on the label, I was even surprised. I didn't realize you were still signed to it. So we understand what kept you from maybe going in that direction in the beginning. Gun charge, Wayne being in jail, beefing with Baby, all that makes sense.
And I'm praying you haven't become complacent with that. Because
You still the nicest.
Appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank
so now
you.
what?
yeah, because the charge is gone. Baby and Wayne sorted their shit out.
Yeah. Nah, we working now. I ain't even gonna lie. We've been recording a lot. I got a few projects I'm working on. I got mad music with Wayne. I got a project I'm working on with Shout My Bro Euro, R.I.P. Diego. God, what's the name of I don't know. We don't have an exact name of the project yet, but I'm working on a whole album with Euro. He just lost his brother, so that kind of messed me up.
Do you still believe?
In what?
In everything.
What, in my
Music,
situation and me and
everything,
everything?
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. I don't feel that nothing that's going on is not supposed to be. Like a lot of stuff is on other people's timelines, and nobody's timelines matters but the time when it's supposed to happen to me.
Right.
Like, it don't matter how nobody feel, what, and it's not in a disrespectful way. It's just that even me, like, I might think I should have been or should be doing this, but it ain't the time for it yet. Some either hasn't happened or is gonna happen. That's gonna, and I feel like I'm working toward all of that now. I'm a lot more focused than I've ever been. I'm clear-minded. I'm working every day. I'm working out. I'm putting a lot of energy into the places that it's supposed to go.
I think if you
Back of your jacket.
if you dwell,
Yeah.
Been on that
ball,
but I
man.
think-
You got a
Yeah.
bag on, I don't know. Son.
I think if you dwell
Trying to
on
get it.
where you should have been, you lost already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta stay looking forward.
That's a fact.
But in hindsight, if I'm being honest, I think once you get a stamp like that, go. You run with it. We could have. There's some things we could have done. So I don't want to sit here and act like niggas did everything they were supposed to do. There's some things I could have did that even like, you know, like I said, I wasn't in a good space where I was supposed to come and make sure this opportunity it's like lightning don't strike twice like that. This nigga's the hottest dude on the planet, and Core's there, and he's introducing Core to the world. You take that stamp and you go.
Right.
And when people say, yo, you sound like you taking up for Wayne and them, how could you not? The nigga came out and co-signed my son when he was the hottest thing in the world. He could have put anybody in that position. He put Corey in that position.
I don't see why you would have a problem with it.
Yeah.
But some people come out and they say, yo, you don't feel like Young Money is it? No. We could have did some things, and but the thing is, back in our days, they drop you. They still look out and love Core and fly Core out and want Core to work and we got you. And if Core came to them and say, I want to go try something over here, they'll do that. Yo, I want to go do a deal over here. I don't want. If Core did that, so it's a family, and just so y'all clear, I only met Wayne maybe 2 or 3 times in my life. This ain't me taking off somebody that's my man. I don't know him like that. But anybody that treat my son and take my son in like the way they didn't treat my son like that, you will never get me to say anything bad about him. So Core's still dead nice, got a ton of music, and I love that he looks forward. He doesn't go, well, I could have, maybe I should have. Because to me, once you start doing that shit, it's over.
Does being an introvert hurt?
Me?
Yeah.
Of course you.
No, because it's me. If it would bother me if I wasn't being myself.
Does being an introvert hurt him? From someone who's an extrovert who knows.
If he was me, all right, so if Corey was me, I'm completely opposite him. I love the cameras. I love the talk. As you can see, I'm stepping on them right now. I love this shit. I live for this shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
I love to hear myself talk all the time. I love the cameras. I want to act. I want to do a bunch of stuff.
Right.
It's not him. But if he was like that, of course he'd be in a different space. But I love that he's comfortable with who he is. Man, Cory, even as a kid, just wanted to play his games and watch movies.
Is there a place in this business for introverts when everybody?
Yeah.
The goal for everyone seems to be making as much noise as possible.
Well, shit.
Yeah. Especially in the
Eminem
social media era.
Eminem is an introvert.
Right. But you gotta. He got on at a period when
Nas
didn't
is an
matter.
introvert.
But
Different story,
again,
different
got on
periods.
in a period where you could be.
So who y'all want? I think Wayne is a little
I
bit
don't
of an
know
introvert.
any introverts anymore. That's
Wayne
my
is a
whole
little
point.
bit of an introvert.
A little bit, dude. Face
Roddy
tattoos
Ricch.
right
Roddy
behind
Ricch
here,
is
and when he
introvert.
gets out on stage, he doesn't stop moving.
Right.
No, well, when Core
Nah,
get
he-
on stage, he's different. When Core hit that
My
stage,
fault.
he's a whole
Shit,
different
thank you.
animal.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And when
Right.
you get in that booth, you're a whole different animal.
Michael Jackson.
But if y'all saying now today's rappers,
Come on.
my man, I can't compare Corey to these niggas today, bro. If Corey had come out in my era, he'd be a superstar, introvert or not.
Okay.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
This is a different time and era. I'm sure if Corey went A, B, C, D, E, F, G, J, J, K, come and rock with me, he'd be a star.
That was gross.
That's where we at now.
That was just nasty.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on, I got a
But
question.
Corey would have came out in my era, the way he's rhyming now, the way who he is now, he'd be mentioning him. And I hate the sound because it sounds like this nigga is really like putting his son in there. But I just feel like if he was rhyming and came up in my era, you'd be mentioning him in the same breath as you mentioned some of the greats.
So I got a question real quick for Corey, right? So this is a ongoing debate we had in prison. I'm sorry, I got to go to prison.
And we're
Right?
You know,
We're
how
back.
it is, you know, it's gotta
Upstate,
be some
Fishkill
jail
Correctional
shit.
Facility.
Champions
Listen,
involved.
I've
It's gotta
been
be.
to-
Listen, I have to bring it up.
So they
That was
always-
downstate?
Nah, I was in
They
Fishkill.
always get.
Gotta be some
I was
jail
in
shit.
Fishkill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Go ahead,
always
we
gonna
like
take-
these jail stuff.
I have to ask this as
I heard
I
I'm
don't-
popping in jail right
I
now.
have
don't.
to ask this as the resident jailologist. Right?
Oh, God.
So look, right?
Now you got a title.
She got him.
The title.
Kids,
Jailologist.
you don't want to be a jailologist.
Yeah.
You don't want to
You don't
be.
want to be a jailologist.
40 years old now.
Yeah.
Oh, for
Anyway,
the love of
so
God. Put that on
There's
the
this
shirt.
ongoing debate that we used to have about the fact that you went to Young Money, you got on 6 foot, 7 foot, you had this crazy trajectory and everything, and there was an assumption in this debate that you might have been writing for Wayne.
Oh nah, I never wrote for him.
Good.
I never
Get
wrote
out
for
the
Wayne.
horse's mouth.
I never wrote
Okay.
for Wayne.
Because it's always one-sided. It's always, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna ask this for my jail niggas.
Not,
No,
not,
I
not,
understand.
not a
That's what
jail
they want
can
to
be
do.
quiet.
I understand.
on.
I
Yeah.
ain't never write for him.
Jail
Shut
can-
the
I
fuck up
appreciate
now.
that though.
Stop
Yo, I heard they
arguing
watch
about it.
cheaters in jail. Keep
Wayne
watching
is
this thing.
nice.
I heard I'm popping in jail right
We're
now.
gonna
I
ask
heard I'm on
questions
fire.
like that, we might as well ask the next question that will come after that. Those that didn't say he was writing for him said that, and I don't know, don't take this no way, Wayne. You know, I'm just asking, you know. This is what the streets say. What comes right after that is that he signed you because you was his threat. And that you would, if he would have not signed his threat, if you would have got signed by someone else majorly, you would have out-rapped him and took his shine. So it was best that he signed you and muffled you the way that has turned out.
They
to be.
saying that he.
That's something else that's just street talk. That's what's on the
That's
street.
yeah, that's all
I
that is.
can't put no validity. in
Those are
that.
conspiracy
I don't
theories.
know.
No, like I
That's-
said, I don't have no.
No, I know what
conspiracy
you're
to it,
saying.
Yeah, but that
Listen,
is what.
let me
It's
tell
said
you,
on
all
the
of this
street.
stuff he's saying is 100% fact. It came back to me so many.
Yeah.
I mean, even when you walk, yo, what they doing with Cole? Why didn't you?
Yeah.
This,
Right.
Nah, man, I don't see. There's none of that stuff is true. None of it.
Well,
I appreciate
What do you
it.
say,
Nah, it's
Corey?
love. Nah, it's fast.
Yeah,
That's,
no,
nah, it's not.
he wasn't threatened by you.
It's okay.
Hell
You
no.
well, you know
He
what?
put me
Listen,
in like.
All right,
Yo,
gotcha.
listen,
Yeah.
you can tell us, man.
Hey,
Gotcha.
yo, come on.
Tell us, man. It's okay,
Gotcha.
man. So just wait with that.
Yeah, nah, he's good people.
Blink twice if they show.
Y'all crazy.
Blink twice if they show you and stealing your swag.
Oh, we go.
Just let me know.
Blink twice.
All right.
Now, Cole wrote
You
for
know
some
what?
people.
No,
I know
you
he
know
wrote
what's
for some
crazy
people.
about that to me as a fan, right?
Nah, that's family.
As
That
a
makes all the
fan,
sense in the world.
No, but
if I
as
was
a
a CEO
fan.
who rapped and I was in the field, I'd want to go sign everybody who I thought could fuck with me. There's nothing wrong with that.
Word.
If there was a dude who I thought could knock my head off on the track, I'm getting him.
You was that
I'm
Of
getting
course.
I started a label and I
You
signed that
was
guy.
Of course.
These two on the
Hands.
track together is Ray and Ghost when they
Bro.
start going back and
Bro.
forth. If I'm nice,
That's my
I'm
competition.
signing
Of course.
everybody on the field who can do what Jay had that line. I'm gonna find a nice nigga out there. He's looking at me right now, writing. I'm gonna sign him. I don't want no problems. I would do that. That's the
Lil
smart thing
Wayne
to
looks
do.
up
That's
to
good
Jay.
business and all of that. Yeah.
Right.
But I think what we
Yeah.
underestimating a little bit is how nice he is.
That nigga is nice.
No, he
No,
is.
nobody's done that.
Yeah.
No.
Nobody's done that.
He's my
shit.
top
Nobody
five,
done that.
bro.
Nah,
Yeah.
so when
Yeah.
people say that, Wayne ain't no walk in the park,
That
bro.
nigga is.
So when people say he shut the count and mute you, that nigga is not no
I
walk in
seen
the park.
him.
That nigga nice.
He's somebody else too, like that. I seen him record music and get rid of it, and I'll be looking at him like,
That's what you throwing
Yo,
away.
you just threw that up.
yo, if niggas heard what I just heard right now. Nah, yo, we gonna do something else.
That's you
Skip,
too. Corey does that
I'll
shit.
be like, oh my god, bro.
You do that too, Corey. You be like, this is-
Stash the music.
Yeah, Corey does that shit all the time.
But there are people I know you.
Overcritical.
There are people I know you
Yeah.
go slow for, bro.
I
Yeah,
go
I
slow.
knew it. I know
I'm the
this.
ghost
I
writer
know
in this
it.
family.
I knew it.
I'm the
Nah,
ghost
my
writer.
pops is the writer.
No, I know you go slow too.
Nah,
Peter.
Corey-
I heard a lot of
Corey is,
stories about you.
Yeah, Corey, yeah, I like ghost writing. I love it.
R&B joints and all that.
Everything, songs, rap, whatever it is, I like the ghost
Name
writing.
one
into
joint,
it.
Peter.
I wanna
What's
do
one
it.
joint you go through?
Oh,
You got an NDA?
Couple
They
joints.
made you sign the NDA?
Nah, I promise people I would never tell, because that ruins. But I wrote for some people, man. I wrote some shit, and I give a lot of ideas out.
but them NDAs are serious.
Yeah.
Those shits don't die.
But you wrote for people too.
Nah,
So good,
Yes,
bro. I understand.
yeah.
That says it all. That says it all, big
If I
homie. That says it all.
did, I'm not going to tell you.
See?
yeah, I
there
keep
you
it
go.
stashed. I don't like to I like to keep the work flowing still, so I don't want to blow nobody up.
You fucking up
I
the
used to
money,
write
Jay.
songs for
I
people.
don't
I
wanna.
be knowing.
You do
Fucking
this
up the
too.
church's money,
I
Jay.
think we all do
That's what I'm trying to
it.
tell you.
This would be dope for such and such.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I create tracks and write joints, and like,
References.
I'm saving this for such and such. I got to hear this.
Yeah.
They would love to do
Yeah,
that.
You know, Ryan Leslie was the king of that.
Yeah.
We would go to Ryan Leslie for
Shout out to
beats.
Ryan
He'll play
Leslie.
all his shit
Fucking
and be like, nah,
genius.
that's for me. Nah, that's for Usher. Nah, I did that for Kanye. Yo, nigga, we need that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he
he
had
stays
beats that
beat.
he in his mind. Nah, this is something I've composed.
This person was
yeah.
already rapping.
But mostly himself. He keep calling it. Yeah.
That's how it be.
But he produced a couple joints on Corey. Him and Corey, he was on Casablanca as well. Corey.
Y'all
They
ever
was
thought
over
about a
there,
father and son?
That's
album?
what I was just thinking, bro.
Yeah, I thought about it.
Crazy.
Never
Yeah.
been done.
Birdman.
We were going to do it.
Okay, biological father.
It's a
Yeah.
true story.
Yeah.
We was gonna do. I was gonna do that, but I felt like he needed to get his thing off first before we did it,
Mhm.
and I wanted to do it. And then T.I. had did a challenge where he was on stage and he said, "I challenge any father's son to think they could fuck with me and my son." And I added them, and I said, "We accept that challenge."
Did he respond?
Nah, he ignored it. You know what
Hold on!
I'm gonna tell you why. I think
Mr.
that wasn't
Flag
for
on the
us.
play.
You
That-
issued the challenge.
That wasn't for us. That was for Ice Cube and Will Smith, and that was for them. That wasn't for us.
Nah,
That was for Master.
Ain't
That was
he
for
no
Master.
father and
That was for
son?
Master
Listen
B.
here,
and
though.
them niggas.
That's bullshit.
Listen,
Peter.
That's how I
You're a
took. No,
lyricist.
that's how I took it.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody
The Gunz
cares.
is
Nobody
ready.
cares.
No, I'm telling you how I
The Gunz
took
is
it.
I
ready.
understand how you took it, but
I
nobody
stepped
cares.
up and it was
Nah,
ignored. I
you
think
know-
either.
You don't get that.
Nah. Come on, you gotta remember T.I.'s history with guns, bro. That doesn't work out.
Here are guns and erase the message.
Yeah,
Listen,
right,
man.
with guns. No,
Wait,
with
guns.
guns.
That's
No,
T.I. Let me tell you something.
No.
I want to be clear. That
Take
nigga.
the phone. Take the phone.
I want to be clear with y'all. That
Please take
nigga,
this
that
out my
nigga
hand.
T.I. is nice.
No, I know that. And
But-
his son is great.
But I'll say this right here. This kid right here, I'll
Demolish
stand next to him with anybody because I know whatever I'm lacking, he'll pick up the rest of the weight. So I loved it. I was all in fun. When he said that, I was like, oh yeah, let's do it. That was the first time I thought about me and Cory doing something together that a fucking, you know. But I think that he made a wise choice to ignore.
Two questions. Can you keep up with him?
No.
Yeah.
I used to say
It's
I could.
unrealistic.
I used to say I could. He graduated to another level of.
Yeah.
That's unrealistic.
You're cool.
He went
I'm
to
glad you
another
keep it
level.
real with
of-
yourself.
Yeah, there was a time where
I cool.
I used to argue with my own friends. They used to be like, "Cory, eat." So I used to be like, "Yo, get the fuck out of here." I taught him.
That's why you wrote that verse. So you set it off in the
Yo, you
cypher.
exactly-
Nah, he, this nigga went.
Did you ever get him back for that? Did you ever get him back for
Nah.
that? Never?
I can't. There's nothing I can say. That verse right there, I was just like, yo.
If you heard the verse, you
Yeah, that's what.
You know the
I
other
don't know why you
thing.
don't remember the verse.
I don't
pretty
remember
gross.
that shit. But the other thing I
verse is
will tell you
disrespectful,
this.
man.
Maybe I shouldn't remember.
Yeah,
The other
bro.
thing I'll tell you is this. I stopped writing. I started rapping it for a while. I started really getting into my instruments and writing songs, but I wasn't even messing with music. I started doing reality TV,
Right.
stressing myself out. So I lost. He never stopped.
Right.
And I tell any up and coming rappers or anything, just like anything else in life, you got to keep writing and keep going and stay sharp and stay fresh and keep. Because when I went back to it, although I could still rap, I wasn't in pocket. I was off.
Right. You gotta
He
get
never
back
stopped,
to
and he
that.
graduated to
Consistent.
another level. So no, hell no, I can't fuck with this.
That cancels my second question.
Yeah.
That cancels my second question. You actually answered it. I was gonna ask, is your son better than you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you answered that the first.
I think Cory, you know, if I'm being honest, he's better than a lot of people.
How does that make you feel to hear your father say that, Cory?
That's all that mattered.
But I play guitar better than him. I dance better than him. I play
Come
keyboard.
on,
I get. I'm, you know what I'm saying?
You's a threat.
Yeah, take it there.
Yo,
Yeah, take it there.
Cory is a threat to your own dad.
I reverse it on this nigga.
No
Every,
time.
you know what I'm saying? I'm
Let
loud.
me know.
I went
Everything else.
from, yo, listen, man.
Everything else, I got it.
Nah, fuck that. I ain't finished yet.
Right.
I'm not finished yet. Let me finish bigging myself up. I reinvented myself. I'm back, baby. I'm no longer Cory Gunz' dad. That's Peter Gunz' son again. I'm back, baby. Yo, you hate me or love me, baby. You know me.
We know you got the hip hop thing from your pop. Yo,
Here we go.
You be doing these chicks the way
Nah, yeah. I'm chilling.
Yo, come on, man. That's low, man.
son,
Yo, Map, I
said.
said, yo, Map, I knew you was gonna do this to me.
I was good, though. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yo, you see,
did
you got
you
the
inherit
lumberjack.
that
This the
also?
lumberjack right here. He's
Nah.
Did
swinging
you
wood,
inherit
homie.
that?
Total opposite.
Hey, yo.
No freaky.
Total opposite.
Yeah.
You know what I really appreciate? All
Dave
jokes aside, what I
Hollister?
really appreciated about Cory,
Dave
though,
Hollister,
Yeah.
your woman-
as
woman-
bad as I was out there looking on
I ain't
TV,
no friend.
I'm sorry, okay.
No, yeah.
As bad as things got for me on TV, as crazy as I look, when he did do interviews, and one of the reasons I didn't want to do the show, Love and Hip Hop was trying to get me for years. I didn't want to stun his growth. You know, like do that while he's right in the middle. He's just something, you know, when he got stagnated with the gun charge and it came, things was rough. So I signed on to do the show. But as bad as I look, he never, ever, like, let anybody in because the world was shitting on me. He was like, that's my pops. And I signed on to do the show. I didn't take him, my family, my friends, none of them into consideration. It was just about me. And fuck that. I don't care what they say. I didn't take the fact that my kids got to walk the streets, my daughters got to go to school, my man's like, yo, what's up with your man? You know what I mean? So I never took none of that into consideration. And that would be one of the regrets. But other than that, there's like you said, there's a reason for everything. You know what I mean? So now, you know, the Minister Farrakhan, when I went to visit him, he said, you back in the limelight. Maybe not in the best way, but how do you switch that and turn into a positive? That's what you should focus on when I went to see him at the State Building. So I'm still in that realm of trying to, you know, turn it around.
Right.
You know, we good now. It was a rough run, but everybody's good now. But he never ever turned on me. Never talked about it. At Thanksgiving dinner, never said, Dad, what you doing? What's wrong with you? If he felt that way, he didn't. I think he saw me down. I didn't leave my house for a month when that show first came on, and I was and I was like, you know, I didn't expect it to be that kind of backlash or what it was, because I didn't know what to expect or what was coming out.
Right.
But Cory never said anything bad about me publicly. In fact, he defended me. That's my dad. Don't ask me nothing about that. You want to talk to me about me or whatever. And I always appreciate him for that. And he never, still to this day, never really, I know he was disappointed.
Not to this day, he's still.
Yeah, because I think it's one of those things, you know what you did.
Yeah.
And I know you know what you did. And I know you don't feel it. I know that shit was fucked up. I'm not going to bombard you and pile on with everybody else. And you got to love that, like I said. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. So you never spoke on it?
Never.
This could be your first time.
Yeah.
Turn to me and tell me how you feel, son.
How do you feel? Go ahead, now let it go. Let it go.
Come on, that's our therapist, man.
Let it go.
It's too late for that now.
Then I hurt
It's too
you.
late, boy.
No,
It's never too
not
late.
at all. Never could. Never could make me feel away or nothing. It's
I don't
my
know,
pops.
man. Y'all know I was in the emergency room,
Yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning, crying. Doc, I don't know what's wrong with him. He's constipated. That's all.
Yeah, shit.
You did not have to bring that.
Nah, man. This nigga wouldn't stop crying all night.
He's
Y'all gotta remember,
defending
I was a
you.
young
Your words to
father.
him
Yeah.
is he's constipated. Like
'Cause
that's
I'ma
the
tell
story
you
we get
why.
back to.
We take him. I think he gotta understand that, you know, he riding for me. Cause I rode for him when he was a baby. He don't remember this. He don't remember this. He don't remember I had to take him to the doctor and he wouldn't stop crying. And I'm trying to tell the doctor there's something wrong with him.
You could have left the constipated part out.
Oh no, that's not the worst part. When the
No,
doctor
stop,
put his
stop.
legs up,
Go on.
his long, his doodle came out like this.
You know he got to get girls still, right?
He was 3 years old, man.
And
No,
yet you're telling the
not
story
even. You
now.
might have been 2. You might have been 2 at that.
And
He's
we
a
hearing
proud
the story
father.
now.
Proud father.
Yeah.
proud
He said,
father.
and guess what? That nigga stopped crying immediately.
Oh,
There it
wow.
is.
I'm so sorry.
And we went home.
You just want
That's my baby, man. This still my baby, man.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
We had an argument on here. Not an argument, but we had an odd disagreement. We had one of your homies on here,
Yeah.
and he mentioned,
Me?
yeah, y'all having a fist fight over.
Yeah, Cisco was on here.
Oh, Cisco.
And we all chopped him
That's
up.
my brother,
Cisco
man.
from
We
long-
all
way
chopped
back.
him up, told him what he did, we felt was wrong. But yeah,
Cisco was only trying to get me back because of Rich. Like, me and Rich have a relationship that him and Rich don't have. They love each other and hate each other at the same time.
Right.
So I sided with Rich. Only that didn't bother me with Cisco because I know that was just cap.
Yeah.
What bothered me with Cisco was one time I got booked in New Orleans
The money.
and he shut that down. And the money was good because I promised my kid's mother out there the money. So how I do it is with my friends and my family, if I get booked somewhere, like say my friend needs some money, find me a booking and you keep the money. I'm not going in my account giving you shit. Find some money you could get through me and it's yours.
Right.
Throw me a little, money for coming out and like fucking gas or whatever, but you keep, if it's $1,500, you keep it. $2,000, but I can't go on my account. I got 10 kids and give you my money. I got too much going on.
Right.
So Cisco, I promised my kid's mother in New Orleans the money. And it was a free trip to see my daughters. I got 2 daughters in New Orleans. So not only I get a free flight out there, it's like 7-8 stacks that she can have the money and then I get to see my daughters. And that buys me more time because that's how y'all know your child support is out crazy. I've never been on child support.
Yeah, me neither.
Right, so because I give whatever, I'm not saying that I'll give so much money out, it's just that they know if I got it, they got it. I'm never comfortable with having and not giving, you know what I mean? So Cisco blocked that shit. He called them and he knew the promoter and was like, don't book that nigga. And they deaded me on the money and the flights. But I promised it to her, so I still had to give it to him. And I promised my daughters I was coming, so I had to book flights during the Essence. So you talking about
everything expensive.
Yeah.
I ended up giving her $5,000 plus the flights. Yeah, so I was like, so when I got back, it was, and Cisco was a bully on the show. Like he'll push niggas around, but I wasn't having that. And because security is so tight, I just accepted the challenge to the celebrity boxing match, and that's where you see me beat the shit out of him. I love you though. I fucked you up, and they gave Cisco. Y'all watch that fight? You watch the fight?
Yeah, I saw
Go
it.
watch the
I
fight.
saw it. Yeah, I saw it.
I was old and slow with a belt. Yo, I can say it now. They gave me a drink. They gave me a bottle of Macallan like you did, man. That's my drink. They gave me a bottle of Macallan before the fight to celebrate before the fight. What you think I did?
Oh, man. Come on. You trying to get the nerves off?
Nigga, I thought, yo,
After the fight.
that shit was calling me. So that's why I do a month on, month off. That shit, I took a cig to knock it, like, cause you could have all that hype training and looking good, but when the motherfucking lights come and it's showtime and you walking out your hotel room down to the arena into the ring,
Yeah, it's a
it's a
problem.
different story.
Yeah.
And then this nigga took an hour to come to the ring. Then he taller than me, bigger than me. So it's like, all right, but fuck it. This is where it is. I can't embarrass my family or my friends. And once the first round got over, once the first blow, he caught me with a nice straight right. And after that, it was on. I was like, all right, nigga, let's bang. Because we both agreed, we brothers. We gonna bang, and then we gonna hug and be brothers again after that.
Right.
And we got drunk, and they gave him the fight. Even though I beat the shit out of him. But you can't tell that nigga nothing, yo. That nigga was walking through the hotel with the fucking belt. The champ is here. But I was glad they gave it to him. He needed that for his ego. I'm already good. That's my brother. I love you, Cisco. I love him, man. That's my
Shout
nigga.
out to
I live in
Cisco.
Dallas now. Cisco came and stayed with me for a month.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, that's my brother. We go through you go through it. Little knucklehead brother.
Yeah, I knew that guy from what's it, Roosevelt Houses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He a good
I know
dude,
him
man.
from way back.
He a real good dude, man.
He cap a lot, but you know, it's my nigga.
Ah.
You know what I mean? It's my nigga. It's my nigga.
Cisco Rosado.
Yeah, fact.
Corey, you still in the city or you out of town as well?
I'm here. I be here back and forth. I be here a lot though. Like about to be. It used to be Miami a lot. I think we're gonna be recording them a lot more in LA now though.
I'm trying to see when this music's showing up, bro.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
We waiting for it.
Give me a calendar.
We waiting.
Oh,
for
I
it.
got music coming out.
You made the face.
Do the face, nigga.
He had to get you back for that.
My guy.
The Odd Couple, CL Smooth, Peter
Yeah,
Gunz.
CL Smooth, yeah.
Yeah, me and CL
fact.
got an album coming out. Me and CL.
You gonna keep
Smooth.
Corey's verse on that record?
Yeah, I gotta fix it. It's gotta line it up. He ain't like the way it was lined up. But you sent it that way, so I gotta fix it. But yeah, Corey verse is staying on that record. But we're not gonna do too many guest appearances. But I definitely wanted my son on there. Eventually, we'll do an album together. Two guns up.
Dates. I hate all
Yeah.
this.
Me and
Facts.
CL will be done up.
Boy, like,
We should be done by March.
We've
doing,
been
man?
sitting on that for a
Yeah,
year. What we doing?
Yeah, March it'll be out.
Need that.
We'll have it
Corey.
out by
Open
March.
soon.
What are we doing? You keep saying coming soon. I've been hearing that since the interview with the Source, bro. Come on, man.
No, man.
I'm gonna drop this album. I'm gonna call shit Without Permission. Cory Gunz new album Without Permission.
Because the album with you and Lil Wayne would be, I would love to see it. 10 joints. Just 10. 7.
7.
I would
Seven.
love it too.
Righteous
That'd be
number.
crazy.
That's my
7.
number.
Right now,
7.
we'll take 3.
That's
songs.
a lot.
Seven.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
facts.
I'm
Drop
7.
it.
I'm 8.
Throw it out there, son. You can do
Nah,
7
yeah.
joints a month. I'm out.
No, they're cutting in. They sitting on dozens.
Nah, we got a lot
Pick
of music.
7.
He got
Pick 7.
albums.
I
Yo,
can't
man.
even lie. We
Stop playing. Okay, I hear you. Pick 7. Pick 7, then pick a date. Get the show on the fucking road. 2023. What are we
You know
doing?
what's crazy? Just
That's
like
true.
how Jewels and Wayne was supposed to do an album together. Can't Feel My Face.
And we don't want to see that happen again. So the album
Yeah,
will
sure.
come out.
Corey's
Yeah.
up. Yo, Wayne, if you watching this,
Let's
Yeah.
make it happen.
Yo, let's do it. Yo,
please.
Shout out to,
let's get
shout out to
Corey.
that Wayne
And, yo,
train.
we need Corey and Eminem to do an album.
Corey and M.
An EP.
Crazy.
That'll be. I ain't even gonna say it. Pause.
Nah, that'd be lit.
Corey behind some Dr. Dre drums.
And it needs to come out. Like, let's not just stop and doing the album, because they do plenty of albums and we don't see the light of day. Don't see the light of
Facts.
day. Let's get the albums out.
My album's coming out soon.
Yeah, Mav, come on.
Stay tuned.
If I beat y'all to an album, I'm gonna be pissed. I ain't
Yeah.
even doing that.
I know niggas be talking, but yeah.
I ain't even doing that. If I
Yo,
beat y'all to
man.
an album, I'm gonna be pissed. Let's
You
go.
know what I'm gonna
y'all.
start
Nah,
doing?
I'm
I'm
pushing
gonna
work.
start calling Cory and Gunz. I'm gonna be like, yo, listen, what studio y'all at? Just to hear records. Just to be like,
Pull
nigga,
up,
I heard
shit.
this
Yeah.
record. This
Yeah.
shit was fire. Y'all
I'm
niggas don't even know.
I'm showing up on the old school bootleg mission. I'm putting my phone
Yeah.
in the middle of the console and recording everything. As soon as I
Nah,
sneak
no.
out with six,
Nah.
fuck it. I'm about to start holding shit hostage. Let's go.
Niggas trying to charge his
That's
phone
niggas
off the
intellectual
board.
property. You
Yeah.
bugging.
No, I'm trying to
What's
charge
your
his
charger? What's your charger? What's your
Yeah,
charger?
yeah.
Got it face down so you can't see the shit moving. Bro, you know why? Because whack niggas never hesitate to push shit.
That's a fact.
Whack niggas.
Nah, that's a
blood-
fact.
The nigga said, you know why?
That's
Because whack
true.
niggas.
No, that's a fact.
That's true.
Sometimes, but
Push
you
it
know
out
what?
every day.
Sometimes
All the best
Whack
niggas
niggas
got
flooded.
reasons why the shit's not coming out. and
Mecca,
they-
Method
who
Man-
are these whack niggas that you
Method
speak
Man
of?
is doing an album with his son.
Word?
Yeah, Method
Shout-
Man is doing an
shout out
album.
to
We was
Cal.
supposed to
Yeah.
do. We supposed to do a joint with him and his son.
Oh, that'd be
Last
fire.
time I spoke to him, he said he wanted to do a joint. Me, Cory, and his son.
That's fire.
That's fine.
But sometimes you get put in a box when you like old school rappers. You know they you know how they try to age us out in the rap game. So sometimes that's shy. I did the TV stuff. People look at that and you know, because when I tried to put out music after the show, people you know had a lot of shit to say, and I call my songs my babies. I don't like niggas shitting on my baby, so I held a lot of music myself.
Right.
But yeah, there's some music coming, and I'm gonna put some of his music out whether he likes it or not.
Great.
Fuck
There
that.
it is.
Cosign.
Down.
There it is.
Cosign. We got that on
There it
camera.
is. It's going
Check it
down.
out.
New
It's
York
going
East.
down.
Yeah.
On
Yo.
all streaming platforms.
Bronx finest.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you guys for your contribution.
Of course, bro.
Thank you.
Facts.
Thank you for
And
your
this was
contribution.
dope to see. This is dope
Absolutely.
to see.
Thank you.
Y'all gotta come back and do this again.
Facts.
Absolutely.
Sure,
Next
hell
time,
yeah.
Cory
Yo.
to the net shit.
Y'all Knicks fans?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so soon as they don't make the playoffs, just come back and I'll just talk shit to you.
Yo.
Just come back. We be
I'm a
good.
Knicks fan. I'm a Jets fan.
Call Tariq.
Yeah, tell me about it. Hurts, huh?
Call your partner.
Yeah.
Call
yeah,
call,
let's-
call
Yeah.
Lord in here.
I speak
Yeah.
to Lord all the
Get him
time.
up. Yeah, get him up here. Let's.
Word.
I know you gotta. Tell him to come up.
Yeah,
Word.
Tariq's worse than Cory. Worse than Cory.
What do you drink?
I don't think he's drinking anymore.
Oh,
or
shit.
smoking.
Yeah.
Or smoking.
That's that.
Yeah.
But he not. Tariq is more introvert than Cory.
And he's older, so.
Yeah, he definitely. But he still send me
Yeah,
joints.
I need to see it.
I'm
He's
gonna
I need
nice.
to see it.
T.I. Answer the challenge, nigga.
No, he said the challenge. He said it.
Okay, accept the challenge, nigga. Accept the challenge. Guns in the building. We out.